Yep. So, okay. Who saw an ad? Did you guys see an ad? Did anybody see an ad? It was almost the exact same amount of time. It was like 30 seconds or a minute. Nobody saw an ad? Well, you guys are all... Crispy, you didn't see an ad or anything? Well, you got Amazon Prime too. Is anyone here not a sub or Prime? No ad, but you have ad blockers. All of the subs should not have seen an ad. Okay, so Daedalus is not a... You're watching an ad, so maybe it's back. Okay, so Crispy sees an ad. Crispy, you see an ad? Okay, Crispy, you can see us now. Okay, so Crispy, yours took longer to... Hi, Vivnoms. Crispy, yours took longer to come back, but you saw an ad? Daedalus did not see an ad. Do you have an ad blocker though, Daedalus? We're troubleshooting because Twitch has been a piece of shit lately. No ad blocker. Bill! Bill gifting out subs, dude! Dude. Seckles, Hemi, World of Destiny, and Sweet Frank Atlas, Mega Death. Thank you for gifting those subs to him. Thanks, dude. Yeah, so that's what it showed for me too. I took a screenshot. I'm gonna dump this here. It shows me as offline, even though it still says like stop streaming. Like the option isn't there to start streaming. It says that I'm... Yours is probably behind a little bit because you have to refresh every now and then because it lags, but this is the third night in a row. Crispy saw an ad though. Datadist didn't, but Crispy saw an ad. Twitch is being a big dumb. They were supposed to have stopped the in-stream ads because, like, and it should not show that I'm offline while they're running ad. Like, what the fuck is that? I took a screenshot and I'm gonna be contacting Twitch because no, that's not how it's supposed to be functioning. Even if they are running in-stream ads, it should not say off fucking line. Like, what the hell? Twitch, get your shit together. Yeah, it's happened every stream this week. Every stream this week at almost exactly the same 2.5 hour mark. Yeah. Big dumb. I work in marketing. This is not how you do it. And yeah. Especially when they roll it out wrong. He's hiding in the corner. Mr. Fish, are you still hiding and sleeping? You are. He is a beta fish, Vivnoms. Ryan! Gifting out fucking subs too. Hold on, let me put the book down for a second. You didn't just get an ad though, like stream actually, yeah, everyone, it stopped, see like, Stream Elements is saying I'm live now again because it actually showed that I was offline on Twitch's platform even though my OBS says that I'm still streaming. No data down, no, my up and download speeds are above. I track and screen watch that. My OBS didn't have any disconnection errors. It was just Twitch. Like gasp. Also, Ryan, thank you for the gifted 5 subs. Who did you gift them to? Let's see. Night Shadow, Sanguine, the Diabetes, Stevio, and Vivnoms. Yeah, girl. We're reading lore. Look how far through this book we already are. We're getting through it. Yeet. I'm really mad that that happened again. I'm going to be getting in contact with support properly tomorrow. Now we have confirmed for sure that there wasn't, like, okay, so did you see an ad because you refreshed the page though, Crispy? Did everyone else refresh or not refresh the page? Go. I'm trying not to read too fast. I'm trying to keep it controlled. It's not always working. I'm getting a little fast and then I stop when I talk to everybody though. It helps. You refreshed. 1 sec. Not. Well, you guys as subs are not going to see an ad. So it was really much. Daedalus did not see an ad, but Crispy did. So it went from offline screen to an ad and then to stream all on its own. No refresh. Daedalus, did you refresh the page? You're in an app, so I didn't leave the page. Hit the refresh button on the video and when you said you were back up. Okay. So maybe it only is a desktop thing. Crispy, are you on desktop or on mobile? I'm just like data collecting here because I work in marketing and I work with a lot of different um, advertising products actually and platforms. Yeah. You're on desktop too. Okay. I wonder if it's a desktop error only that's happening because, and you saw an ad, and I think they're trying to do in-stream ads maybe only for desktop because Daedalus didn't get one. Unless Daedalus, do you have the Twitch Turbo that's supposed to allow you not to have ads at all? And you're on phone, and it glitched. It glitched for everyone, Vivnoms. It showed offline for everybody, and then it dropped my numbers to 0 and said offline for me too. Nope. Okay. It definitely seems isolated to desktop then. At least for the ads, seeing an ad. But it shuts everyone offline. Everyone's on mobile, everyone's on all the platforms, and it shut offline for everybody. Telling you, Twitch. 6-minute uptime? Yeah, it resets my stream and it cuts it into 2 completely separate video. I'm not gonna sue Twitch, but you better bet I'm gonna get into their contacts with data. This is actually what I do for work. Like, not streaming. Streaming is not what I do for work. I do marketing for work with platforms and different advertising products, and they're not doing it right. And I'm gonna tell them. Oh, this is gonna be more than an angry DM slide in. Shame on Twitch. That's right, FlyGT. But also at the same time, you guys should come hang out over on Twitch. It's a lot easier to read Twitch chat than your chat. So, hi guys. But it's been almost the exact same amount of length of time every night, and it's only happened once each night. Like, I know in-stream ads are supposed to happen like every hour or something, or every 30 minutes, and I haven't seen it happen. None of you guys have said anything. Well, most of you guys are subs, but like, none of the non-subs have said anything about getting ads super frequently or not. I haven't seen any of you say any issues with in-stream ads happening. So I don't know what it is. I gotta suss it out. But something's definitely broken. It's not functioning. Like, I don't think Twitch is intending for it to do this either. I think it's broken. And they have not made any comments about it. They have not come out and said, yes, we know that this is broken. And I'm not gonna let them not fix it. Like, they've got to fix this shit. Okay, we're gonna keep reading. We're on verse 3 now, guys. We're on verse 3. Slide in with an angry DM. We're like 30 pages in. This book is we have less than 100 pages left already. We're making progress. I was kidding, girl. Okay. God, now I want some food. Nope. I had food already today. We're good. All right. Verse 3.1, an incision. Wait, no, we actually read that. We read verse 3.1. We're on verse 3.2. 3.2! Enjoy the read. Okay, Daedalus, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, go grocery shopping. It's important. It's literally 3 times every single stream now this entire week it's happened. You need to be tucked back in. Bro, you shouldn't be talking about tucking in public, should you? Is that something you talk about in public? Tucking? JK, into bed. Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna keep reading. The High War. Now in this time of diaspora, there is a war between Oryx and Savathun and Ziath Arith. Brother Oryx, said Savathun, do not forgive my betrayal. Instead, take vengeance upon me for what I did at the dry moon. And Oryx made war on her in worship of the deep. Between them stood Zyvu Arith, saying, stop, or I will kill you. War is mine, and I am the strongest. This is how they worshipped. For 20,000 years, they fought across the moons, and they fought in the abyss, in the abyssal plains and lightning places of each other's sword spaces. And they killed each other again and again so that they could practice death. Such was their love. At last, the many moons came to many worlds, and it was time to go to war on life. Oryx said, I shall establish a court, and whoever comes into this court may challenge me. My court will be the High War. It will be a killing ground and a school of the sword logic we have learned from our gods. Savathun thought this was a great idea. She made a court called the High Coven, and Xivu Arth said, "This world is my court, wherever there is war." The world is my court, wherever there is war. It's both like beautiful and messed up. They fought each other and killed each other over and over again to practice dying because they knew that they would grow stronger each time they died. Like, it's really badass. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Super badass. Verse 3.3, fire without fuel. I killed my sister today. She came to the star to oversee the extermination of all life here. The Kyugu are a strong power, and their fleets protect 4 nearby stars. As herd animals, they are loyal and stubborn, but they do show grace. Also, thank you, FlyGT, for the follow. 4 million years of evolution, the Kyuju have been infected by a virus so insidious that it wrote itself into their genome. The virus compels them to offer their limbs for amputation by enormous sessile jaw beasts. They venerate these beasts and treat them as gods. The virus converts Kwaiju cells into eggs, from which strange crawling things pupate to live within the jaw beast's gut. In turn, the jaw beast extrudes sweet nectar for the Kwaiju to drink, and they have brilliant visions. They're tripping out on beast guts. Nice. Is 93.6% headshot kills with a sniper sus? I wouldn't know. I mean, to me it is, but that's just because I suck at snipers and headshots in general, but that's just me. Savathun and her brutes have liberated the Kwaiju from the jaw beast and indeed from existence, but as they chase the Kwaiju arc ships, I stopped in to vaporize my sister's warship and a few of her underlings. I want to dwell on the ruins a while and punish Savathun for failing to guard her flank. They are like us, these Kwaiju, bound in symbiosis. I feel joy and sorrow. I feel them as titanic things because I am larger than my body. My mind is now a cosmos of its own. I know more joy and more anguish than the entire Kwaiju race could ever experience. Sorrow because we have killed so much, 18 species this century alone. And joy for the same reason. Joy that we have put down these blights, scoured them away, and left the universe clean, ready to move towards its final shape. We are a wind of progress, ripping parasites from the material world, for if they were not parasites, we would be unable to kill them, and they would still exist. And what is that final shape? Is it a fire without fuel, burning forever, killing death, asking a question that is its own answer, entirely itself? That is what we must become. My worm grows fat and hungry. I feed it with whole worlds. My astronomers tell me they can sense the deep itself, and that we are conquering our way towards it. I think joy and sorrow will be the same thing soon, like love and death. Cleansing the universe of weak species. Cleansing, yeah, it's interesting. When you're so high on beast guts, you invade the whole planet, right? Right? Something like that. Verse 3.4, the scream. No. Savathun, Xivu Arith, my siblings, we are betrayed. We will never live eternal. Our might shatters entire species. When inhale the smoke of their burning. This is our compact with the worm, our god. The worm makes us mighty, but as we will this might, our worm's hunger expands. If we fail to feed it, it will devour us from within. We have exterminated 306 worlds, and now I am certain my worm's hunger grows faster than I might draw from it. We are bound by our covenant to obey our nature, eternal search, eternal cunning, eternal conquest. But as we do this, my siblings, we feed our worms, and the more we feed them, the hungrier they grow, the faster and faster. Soon, my siblings, we will be so mighty and our worms so hungry that not with all our might could we possibly feed them, and we will be devoured. What can we do? I mean, that's how curve graphs work. Didn't they say that in the beginning, that the more you feed them, the faster and more they'll hunger? Like, that's kind of... You got a chunk on worm inside you, tapeworms, yeah, right? It's like they believe that can be killed, isn't worthy of living, and must be killed. Pretty twisted. Yeah, it is pretty twisted, but at the same time, like, they believe themselves the balance of the universe, and yeah, I don't know. I can kind of see why they believe it. I don't agree with it, but I can see it. Fire without fuel. I killed my sister today. She came to the star to oversee the extermination of all life here. Oh, wait, no. I already read that. Page turned back on me while I wasn't looking. Yeet. Let's see. Verse 3.5. Dictata Uradaku. Attention. Perimeter security units attend. Stand by to assimilate new imperatives. Gland 60 proof assimilation liquor or face immediate non-compliance taxation. The Dakura Ministry of War is now online and true. In radial year 989, Groove 3 are clients in the Dakura Nest salvaged an interstellar spacecraft. Whole isotopes date the craft's construction 24,000 years ago. Around the same time, the fundament system dropped out of contact with our amiable ecumen? Sorry, my nose itches. Diminishing returns. That's exactly what I was looking for. Semantic Spike L. Praga. Mercenary explorers, disposable class. Interesting. Discovered an organism frozen in stasis deep within the hull. She claims to be Toax, member of a proto-hive species. During debriefing, she provided records of the fall of the Ammonite civilization and vital intelligence about the motives, biology, and leadership of the hive. Negative reinforcement bomb.a exon 8x8 inflict. Over the past century, perimeter security units of the Ecumen Status Army have failed to halt the hive incursions on 17 separate worlds. All species in the Ecumen face extinction. Positive reinforcement. Reward.axon 311xVV2 inspire percent. Decapitate, defer, promote Dakura strategic dicta for victory against the hive. Identify supreme hive leadership organisms, Aresh, Sawthona, Zyro. Target these entities with maximum theater overkill. Cadometric release authorized. Prosecute targets whenever they manifest. Hive cohesion will crumble. Total victory over the hive will be achieved by clean sweep genocide. Enact impulse. So, yeah. They, I don't know who the Dakura ministry is, but Teox survived and was in some sort of cryo freeze and is like, these are the 3 you have to kill, but she knows only the proto-hive names for them. Verse 3.6, star by star by star. Beneath a green fire sky, in the throne world of King Arx, our Lord's embrace, we, the hive, watch as Savathun puts her arm around Zyvu Aerith, and Zyvu Aerith clasps forearms with Arx, and Arx takes Savathun's by the shoulder. They are huge, huge, and they burn with furious power, but this embrace is weakness, and we despise it. Never before have we despised our lords. Have they failed us? We, the hive, have been driven back world by world. I am at the end, Savathun, at my end, Savathun says. I plot and plan, but I cannot gather enough bloodshed to feed my worm, and the harder I try, the hungrier it becomes. I slaughter and kill, Zyvu Aerith says, but the harder I fight, the more my worm demands. I too am at my end. The Ecumen war angels have killed me so many times, Arx says, that I dare not go out into the universe, lest I need my might to protect myself. My worm chews at my soul in hunger. Is this the end of our crusade? Are we, the hive, unworthy to exist? Zyvu Aerith puts down her great head. We should retire and gather our strength. Savathun closes her eyes in puzzled defeat. We should beg the worm of our god to tell us what to do. But King Arx, who knows best the beauty of the final shape, roars at them. Have you learned nothing? Would you deny our purpose? Whatever we do it by killing, by an act of war and might. That is the final arbiter we serve, the violent arbiter, and if we turn away from it, we deserve to be eaten. No, we must obey our natures. We must be long-sighted and cunning and strong. We must take this gift of the worm our God has given us, this challenge, and find a way to keep existing. How will we feed our worms? Zyvu Aerith asks. I know, says cunning Savathun. I know a way, but it won't work unless we are killing the Ecumen by the billions. How can we beat them? If we cannot beat their strength, says Zyvu Aerith, we must infect their weakness. But they are lords of matter and physical law. I know a way, King Arx says, but it will require great power, more power than any one of us can claim. Then kill me, says Zyvu Aerith, and use that killing logic, the power you prove by killing something as mighty as me. So King Arx took up his blade and beheaded Zyvu Aerith. And strangle me, says... Oh. Strangle me. Savathun, she's got a need. Kill your sister, take her power, then use it to kill the worm, yes, and then kill your other sister. Let me continue, shall I? Let's see. And strangle me, says Savathun, holding a blade behind her back. Use that killing logic, the cunning you prove by killing something as smart as me. But King Arx turned with the speed and might of Zyvu Aerith and beheaded Savathun before she could move. King Arx was the first navigator with the map of death. These were the true deaths, for they happened in the sword world. Then he went to the worm named Akka. Oh. Right? Savathun wanted to be strangled. Like, girl, you get a taste. But, so wait, he like killed them, supposedly. True deaths, for they happened in the sword world. But we know that they're not dead. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna keep reading, because I'm confused, because I'm like, but they're still here. I'm still here. Okay. Verse 3.7. Eat the sky. Emergency imperative. All militarized... let me try that one again. What? All militarized units attend. Gland 120 proof fight or flight, encoding or face certain catastrophic defeat. The Ecumen Crisis Council is now online and true. Attention. As Radial 990 Groove 0, the Hive has launched a staggering counterattack across the spineward frontier. Perimeter Militia, the shock fleets report total casualties. We anticipate total Ecumen disintegration, extinction within 220 years. Vigilance Spike. The Hive entity Oryx, Arish, is deploying a paracasual anthropogenic weapon that infects and subverts Ecumen forces. The weapon operates on individual targets. Targets are abducted and returned as compliant Hive slaves with inexplicable and physically illegal abilities. Physically illegal? Like, physically illegal? How is it physically illegal? All Ecumen clients should immediately devote all economic and cognitive resources to a countermeasure. Fight hard. We stop the Hive here, or we see our galaxy devour. Enact Impulse 10x10, a Bayard Berserker. Ooh, this picture. You guys can't really see it. You guys can kind of sort of see it. It's dope. That's a worm god, and that's someone with wings and horns and a badass. It defied physics. She got new nails, new name, new her. Yeah. Have you seen how high? Yeah, I've seen how high those thrall can jump. They can jump fucking far. Eat the sky does sound kind of meta, doesn't it? Illegal in 48 states. The lower 48, of course. Oryx. That's Oryx. So, okay. So, Oryx is what happened after he killed his sisters. This, okay, verse 3.8 is called King of Shapes. This is the coronation of Oryx, the taken king. It happened thus. In the cold abyss of the sword world, King Arish walked under a cloak of green fire. He walked through the sky, and the sky shuddered and froze beneath his feet. He walked until he found Akka, the worm of secrets, who was denying a truth until it became a lie. Akka, my god, worm of secrets, I am Oryx, sole king of the Hive. I have come to receive a secret. I want the secret power of the deep which you hold. I give no secrets, says Akka, whose voice was code. No, said Oryx, you give nothing. Giving is for the sky. You worship the deep, which asks that we take what we need. Akka said nothing, because if it denied this truth, the truth might become false. But you gave us your larvae, the worm, said Oryx, and that is why the worm devours us now, because it was given, not taken. So I must take what I need from you, although you are my god. Said Akka, you have not the strength, but this was a lie. Oryx had killed Savathun, his sibling, and Xivu Aerith, his sibling, and he had the sword logic of killing them. Oryx, the first navigator, set upon his god with his sword and his words, and cut Akka to pieces, and took from those pieces the secret of calling upon the deep. He wrote the secret on a set of tablets, which he called the Tablets of Ruin, and he wore them about his waist. That's odd, but okay. Also, it had to be taken. Yeah, right? You'll threaten to kill Oryx for giving his power to knockers. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm reading the book. I don't know. Do I accept friend requests on PlayStation? Yeah, bro. Add it. Add me up. PlayStation doesn't limit friend requests like Steam does. I think I have like room for like 10 more Steam friends right now. JW! Gifting out subs over on Twitch. Glixvoxel, Dr. Mitch, Orenzom Nugget. Nice. Lack Lodge Dougie, and Daedalus. Welcome to the sub family. I don't know why I can't hear anything. There is a PSN limit. I haven't hit it yet. Dude killed a god and stole its shit. Yeah, right? It's super dope. Yeah, dude. Tim, all you gotta do is hang out in streams at the beginning of my streams, and I'm like, hey guys, this is what I'm doing. Who wants to jump in fire team? And that's how we play. That's literally how I plan my nights every single night. Hold on, I haven't finished reading this page, you guys. All the excitement, all the hype. Let me finish the page. Let's see. He wore them about. He wrote the secret on a set of tablets, which he called the Tablets of Ruin, and he wore them about his waist. Then Oryx said, "Now I may speak to the deep, the beautiful final shape. I will be king of shapes. I will learn all the secrets of our destiny." His speech to the deep is not recorded here, but it is known that he has returned, and he said, "Now I am Oryx, the taken king, and I have the power to take life and to make it my own." Then he went out into the universe and fought the Ecumen with his tablets, and the worm, his god, was pleased, which technically he killed. Right? Dope, dude. Dope. It's why it's called Taken, because he took the truth from the pieces and he wrote it on tablets, which he wears about his waist. That's really... Guys, whoever came up with this story, like... Oh my god. Stop itching. I swear to god, I need to take a Benadryl or something. Yo! World of Destiny, thank you for the follow. I just need to put this here. I don't actually need to plug my ear. Oh, wow. Yeah, dude. Mega thanks, dudes, to J-Dubs, who gifted out subs too, and to Ryan, and to Hurricane Bill. Insane world, but like seriously, this isn't lore. This is deep fucking lore. Howdy from Gilbert, dude. What's up? We're hanging out over on Twitch. I mean, we're live here too, but we're mostly on Twitch. Hi, guys. Oh, it turned the page again. Okay. Sir, don't do that. Guys, we're carving through this book. We're already 40 pages in. We like it deep for the lore, that is. Yeah, you know how we do. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Hold on. I need to moisten the palate. Yep. Es bueno. I'm not really sure whiskey is a good moistening of the palate, to be certain. I don't know if that's technically helping or not, but... Bro, I always need to carry. Not gonna lie. Well, that's not true. I'm really good with PvE, to be honest. I just don't PvP very much. But, dude, yeah, just, you hang out in streams and I'm just like, hey guys, like, I'm gonna go do Crucible tonight for this quest. Do you want to come join? And I just, first people to speak up, that's it. Water is pretty legit. It is legit. I should probably drink a little bit of actual water. Also, posture check. All right, bro. All right, I'm sitting up. Why can't I hear anything? Is music not playing anymore? It is still playing, isn't it? Oh, did I pull this cable out? No, it's still there. Huh. Why can't I hear anything? I don't know why I can't hear anything. Oh wait, did I turn this on and I shouldn't have? I don't know why I can't hear anything. Hold on. Excuse me, good sirs. Oh. I wonder if this finally is giving up the ghost. And you're up, and you're up. You guys can hear music, right? Well, okay. I don't know why I can't hear anything on the computer anymore. Well, you guys can hear me. You guys can hear the music. That's the important part. I'll just have to keep my eye open for the alerts because I'm not going to hear it now. I don't know why. Big dumb. Saw what all? Huh, what? I didn't do nothing. I'm seeing things. You want to describe to me, sir, what things are? Keep it up. See ya. All right, Tim. Thanks, dude. All right, guys. We're on verse 3.9. Oryx has just become the Taken King. It's kind of badass. Also, this is such an awkward angle, guys. I just realized, like, for you guys, this probably looks really weird. Let me just move this. Maybe I can move it up similar height so you guys can see sort of what Twitch sees, but I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm gonna like, flip. No, that doesn't look very good either. All right, well, we're gonna just put you guys back over here then. Sorry. Over there you go. You can kind of see the book now. Hi. Okay. Why are you stuck, good sir? This is the mic for the other one. You saw it all! Okay. Shall we continue? Shall we continue? Hello, just want to pop hot. Yeah! Dope, dude. I'm so hooked on Destiny. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you taking the time to come and find me. We're reading... Oh, I am so sorry. The lore. We're reading the lore. Okay. Nope, that was still better from the other angle. There we go. We'll just leave that there. Okay. This is called 3.9 Carved in Ruin. When and how did what happen? Stream never froze. Sometimes it just builds up over time, Crispy. You gotta refresh every now and then. JW! JW! Why you fucking hell gifting out ridiculous amounts of subs? 10 gifted subs. Back to the Dark. Adiva's PS4, JJ623, Steam Powered Zombie, Ruin Key, Ducky, End Cover, Zacharoons, Blackzard, Jukebox Zombie, and It's the Pharaoh. All new subs. Welcome, guys. Give JW thanks. Give him a shout out. Show him some love because he's doing crazy things. Why can't I hear anything? I don't know why. I can't hear anything. I still can't hear anything. Thanks, dude, for gifting ridiculous amounts of subs and subs, dude. You're kind of awesome. Thank you to J-Dub. I appreciate you. All right, Carved in Ruin. Oryx made war on the Ecumen for 100 years, and at the end of those 100 years, he killed the Ecumen Council on the Fractal Wealth Wreath. And from their blood rose Zyvu Aerith, saying, I am war, and you have conjured me back with war. Oryx was glad, for he loved Zyvu Aerith. The Ecumen wailed in grief. Then Oryx and Zyvu Aerith made war on the Ecumen for 40 years. At the end of those 40 years, Oryx said to Daku Nest, Listen, I am jealous of my sibling Zyvu Aerith. Help me kill her. And in desperation, they agreed. But he drove Daku Nest into a trap, and they were made extinct. From their ashes rose cunning Savathun, saying, I am trickery, and you have conjured me back with trickery. Oryx was glad, for he loved Savathun. The Ecumen fled into the void. When they made war on the Ecumen for 1,000 years and exterminated them so wholly that nowhere except in this book are they remembered. This book and the mind of Teox, who is not found. And Savathun said, King Oryx, how will we feed our worms? Did you use my plan? Oryx told the hive, I am the taken king, and here is my law. You thrall, each of you will claw and scream and kill what you can. Take enough killing to feed your worm and a little more to grow. Tithe to the rest of the Alakite who commands you. You Alakites, lead your thrall in battle. Take enough killing to feed your worm and a little more to grow. And take the tithe of the thrall you lead. Then tithe the remainder to the knight or wizard who commands you. Thus you pay tribute. You knights and wizards, lead your followers in battle. Take enough devastation to feed your worm and a little more to grow, and take the tithe of your followers. Then take another portion, as much as you dare, and use it for your own purposes. But if it is too much, your peers will kill you and take it. Then the tithe remainder to the ascendant you serve, and ascendant will be those among the hive who gather enough tribute to enter the netherworld. They will pay a tithe to those above, and thus the tribute will flow up the chain so that Savathun and Zyvu Aerith and myself will be fed by a great river of tribute, and we will use the excess to feed our gods and to study the deep. Thus all worms will be fed as long as we continue our crusade. This is my law. I carve it thus in ruin. It sounds like a pyramid scheme, doesn't it? A little bit? A little bit? A little bit like a pyramid scheme? But, I mean, it sounds like it would work. Sure does. Sure does. Hydrate. Redeemed. Thank you, J-Dub. All right, verse 4.0. A golden amputation. Wrath. Behold the wrath of Oryx, coiled for 10,000 years. Behold the golden amputation, the fall of Taishebeth, the end of an age. We beat the worlds of Taishebeth like skull drums, and we howl in joy for our black war moons as they ram silver orbitals and gleaming star webs, where infinite Taishebeth sun ravens curl and die unborn. In this throne world, Oryx paces 10 times. On the first pace, Kragor sends the accused to blight the Tashebeth worlds. On the second pace, the Tai unleash their battle plates and the arsenal ships to fight our moons. On the third pace, Oryx's war priests meet them in battle, and he is victorious. He paints the void with fire, and he salts the earth with ash. On the fourth pace, Mengur and Kragdug, Dyad knights, go to the Raven Bridge, and they stand on it and kill the Tai for 10 years. On the fifth pace, the Tai Emperor Raven comes home to her bridge, and she cuts a moon with her talons, and she cuts it open and kills its brood. On the sixth pace, Oryx speaks, saying, Listen to me, Emperor Raven, and I will describe to you the last true shape which is written on my tablet. And he puts out his fist full of black fire, and he swallows up the Emperor Raven with a wound. I eat. Only Oryx knows this power, the power to take. On the seventh pace, the perfect Raven comes out of Oryx's wound, and she spreads her wings across Taishebeth. Never again is a Taishebeth child born. She is perfect. She enacts the will of Oryx. On the eighth pace, the Tai say, Listen, you are spoilers, you are sphincters, and excreta. You rot, why do you kill? We made silver orbitals and golden star webs. We hatched eggs, we had a good thing. Our clothes were nice, our food was famous. With one of her feathers, our emperor could have tickled the gods. On the ninth pace, Oryx says, This is the only God, this ability to dictate what will and will not exist, this power to go on existing, this is your God. It is never ticklish. On the 10th pace, the Taishebeth are extinct. Then Oryx says, Listen, my siblings, do you know what we have done? We have conquered our way to the edge of the deep. It whispers to me when I call on it, and it guides my flight. It says that we are at its threshold and that I should come inside. I will go and speak to it. This is getting intense. You have multi-level marketing business models, right? Pyramid schemes. Oh my goodness. Just as long as you're not one of the Alakites at the bottom, right? It's not bueno. It's not bueno. It's kind of funny. I'm going to have to tweet that later. Okay, verse 4.1. Have you checked out the lore they dropped today? I have not. I'm trying to like not overwhelm myself at the moment. I'm trying to like catch up and stuff on the lore, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Hi, TikTok, by the way. We're live on Twitch. That's why I'm not looking at you. But we're reading lore for Destiny. Okay. Verse 4.1. Battle made waves. Oryx went down into his throne world. He went out into the abyss, and with each step he read one of his tablets so that they became like stones beneath his feet. He went out and created an altar, and he prepared an unborn ogre. He called on the deep, saying, I can see you in the sky. You are the waves, which are battles, and the battles are waves. Come into this vessel I have prepared for you, and it arrived, the deep itself. So, ogres are the deep? They're pretty unintelligent, boring things that are really annoying to fight. Verse 4.2, Majestic, Majestic. Oryx, my king, my friend, kick back, relax, shrug off that armor, set down the blade, roll your burdened shoulders, and let down your guard. This is a place of life, a place of peace. Out in the world, we ask a simple, true question, a question like, can I kill you? Can I rip your world apart? Tell me the truth, for if I don't ask, someone will ask it of me. And they call us evil. Evil means socially maladaptive. We are adaptiveness itself. Oryx, how do we explain it to them? The world is not built on laws they love, not on friendship, not on mutual interest, not on peace, but on victory by any means. The universe is run by extinction, by extermination, by gamma ray bursts burning up 1,000 garden worlds, by howling singularities eating up infant suns. And if life is to live, if anything is to survive through the end of all things, it will live not by smile, but by the sword. Not in a soft place, but in a hard hell. Not in the rotting bog of artificial paradise, but in the cold, hard, self-verifying truth that one ultimate arbiter, the one and only judge, the power that is its own metric and its own source, existence at any cost. Strip away the lies and the truces and delaying tactics they call civilization, and this is what remains, this beautiful shape. The fate of everything is made like this. In the collision, the test of one praxis against another. This is how the world changes. The way one way meets a second way, and they discharge their weapons. They exchange their words and markets. They contest, and in doing so, they petition each other for the right to go on being something instead of nothing. This is the universe figuring out what it should be in the end. And it is majestic, majestic. It is the only thing that can be true in and of itself, and it is what I am. Not gonna lie, I like that. I like that. I mean, it's dark, but it also, it's good. We are like hammering through this, you guys. We're like almost halfway through the first book. Like, it's not even 9 yet. It is good. We are only reading one book today. I only got one of the 2 seals. I said 1 book per seal technically, and communal lore. We're doing it. Yeah, we're doing the thing. We're just doing the 1 book, but he's good. He's good. It's bueno. Okay, verse 4.3. When do monsters have dreams? I walk down the road. I'm going to the orrery to talk to my dad. I hear this noise, so I look back, and my sisters are behind me. They're ripping up the road. They've got these huge swords, execution swords, and they're levering the stones out of the road. The stones are covered in writing. They are like tablets, and there's dirt underneath full of worms. I need to get to the orrery before they catch up to me, so I start running, but right away someone trips me. It's my dad. He's got his foot out and he grabs me by the horns and just slams me down on my face. I'm in so much pain I nearly throw up a worm. Why aren't you ready for this? Dad says. He's wearing glare goggles, those shiny goggles that he used to save his vision during the lightning storms or sea fire. All 3 of his eyes reflect me. Didn't you know that they'd be jealous because they couldn't come to the orrery and talk to me? Didn't you know they'd move against you? I start wailing like I'm 2 days old again, and I say, Dad, I thought you were my friend. I'm supposed to be safe here. But he just puts out his fist, and I realize he's laughing at me for believing him. Why'd I think I'd be safe? In his fist, he's got a black sun, and he holds me by the throat, and it goes to tip this black sun inside me. I can see my jaws in his goggles, 3 reflections of my jaws with so many teeth. I start eating my dad. I bite huge pieces out of him, and I claw him up. I eat his legs, I eat his arms, I eat his goggles, and his eyes. And he says, good, good, this is majestic and true. But my sisters are still staring up the road, so I don't know how to get back. That sounds like a nightmare. So King Oryx is having a nightmare? That sounds kind of sad and depressive. Hi, Prometheus. Hi, we're over on Twitch. Come hang out. Spend all of this time fighting them and realize so much more. Right? Right? Okay, verse 4.4. More beautiful to know. Sometimes I wonder if I'm a nihilist. I don't do much except break things. That's what they say about me. We could have had a great civilization if it weren't for that damn Oryx, that damn hive. They don't believe in anything but death. The only way to make something good is to make something that can't be broken, and the only way to do that is to try to break everything. I'm glad I learned that the universe runs on death. It's more beautiful to know. But I am lost somewhere strange. I think that Savathun and Xivu Aerith are trying to steal the tablets from me. They must have cut off my tribute while I was away communing with the deep. I love them so dearly. No one else is clever or strong enough to try to break me. No one else can give me this gift. Once long ago, I killed Xivu Aerith on her war moon, and she blew up the whole moon to kill me with her. She was laughing in joy. I laughed too. A whole moon. A whole moon. It was a waste of a moon, but it taught me how to save myself from exploding worlds, which was necessary to fight the Ecumen. I love mighty Xivu more than the moon loves the tide. I'll kill her for this, over and over, forever and ever. When I get home from my wanderings in the deep, I take back my throne. I'm going to have children. That's what I need. Sons and daughters to love and kill. Their perception of love is quite fascinating. This love is war. Xivu upon Oryx, uttered by Xivu Aerith, sibling of Oryx. Betrayal. We have marooned Oryx within the deep. This is our obligation as lords of the hive, to make war upon each other, to eradicate weakness, and to make ourselves sharp. Crota! I haven't gotten there yet. Obligations. Once I permitted Oryx to kill me so that he could gain the sword logic and overcome Akka, our god. This left me trapped deep in my throne. But Oryx, my brother, made war upon the Ecumen, and in that war he described me, for I too am war. Thus I was resurrected. Resurrection. Savathun and I conspired to strand Oryx on his expedition, but I secretly believe that I will be stronger with Oryx to war against. Thus I describe him. A description of Oryx. When Oryx looks upon you, you feel that you may vanish if he looks away. The crest of Oryx's skull is as long as an arm. In the course of its life, a thought moves from one end to the other. Upon his crest, I have painted a line in my blood so that he will remember me. Each of Oryx's fangs has the precision of a finger and the acuity of an eye. Although he was born at the bottom of the universe and taught to burrow, Oryx has grown wings. The light and wildfire shines through them. Oryx teaches, but he will not be taught. Oryx's body is corded with strength. His sinews and his muscles are strong as his children, and his children are the strength of him. Oryx wears a raiment of worm silk made from caul of the gods. The voice of Oryx may cause 2 different numbers to become equal. Oryx, my brother, is the bravest thing I know. Upon fundament, he learned that we were the natural prey of the universe, the most frail and desperate of things. He thought about this carefully, and he found a way to fix it. He made us strong. He will lead us into eternity. Oryx, my brother, loves me, and this love is war. Dude, it's like beautiful and dark. It's so good. And my nose needs to stop itching. I swear it's probably my hair tickling it by the breeze of my fan. Oh well, it's just gonna happen. Okay, we are on verse 4.6, and look at this beautiful artwork here. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's hella fucking dope. You guys can see it over here on TikTok too, but we're watching on Twitch. Come to Twitch. All right, verse 4.6, Eater of Hope. You are Crota, my son, welcome. I fought my way out of hell to make you. I fought my traitor siblings, and I fought the swarming corpse of Akka, and I cut my way back into my own court, the high war, which had been usurped. Once I had made my war on Savathun and crippled her tribute so that she could never challenge me. And once I had tricked Zyvu Aerith and poisoned her tribute so that she could never again try to take my tablets. And once I had arranged my own lineages so that I would be the greatest among the hive and secure on my throne. Then I found a mother to make spawn. One of those spawn was you. Are they not going to talk about the mother? Like, it sounds very biblical in ignoring the matriarch, but okay, we're gonna keep going. One of those spawn was you. Your life will be a battle too. You will have to win your place at the high war. I will give you nothing except this, your first sword, and this name I have prepared for you. We fight a war against false hope, Crota. We chase a god called the Traveler, and a huckster god who baits young life into building houses for it. These houses are unsafe, for they cannot stand against my hive. And these houses are a trap, for they lead young life away from the blade and the tooth, which are the tools of survival and the means of ascension. Only when the Traveler is extinguished will the universe be free to arrange itself and assume, by ruthless contest, its final perfect shape, a shape which depends on nothing but itself. Thus I name you Crota, Eater of Hope. There is an oath upon me, Crota my son, an oath against the wretched Toax. This I do not give to you, for it is for me, your father, to bear. Let's go meet your aunts and uncles. Aunts and uncles? Aunts and uncles? Right? Right? It's implied that Omnigul was Crota's mate. Yeah, but who is Crota's mother? It says that he found a spawn to make... It says, I found a mother to make spawn. One of those spawn was you. Are they going to say who he found to be the mother? Like, who could he find? Please, it couldn't have been one of his sisters. Because gross. But, like, who could have been, you know what I mean? Like, who? Was it one of the worm gods? Good evening, Bear. We're over on Twitch. Come hang out. I don't know who he found, but it didn't specify, and that sounds very godlike biblical. I made all these children, but there is a heavenly mother, but we're not going to talk about that. Okay. Right? No, dude, you haven't missed it. We're only halfway through the book. We're reading now. I'm going to have some more of my whiskey, though. I don't know. I mean, like, I can understand it's not really that important, but, like, they've mentioned all these other names, and, like, then they don't. You can tell this was written by a man. Joking, kind of. Buenos noches, mi amor. I cannot... You are something from Uruguay. Hello from Uruguay. Welcome. I'm sorry, I speak English. Hello, hello, hello. He owes child support. Hence why she's not mentioned. Yeah, he doesn't want to get caught. He doesn't want to get caught. All right. Getting ready for the grind. Yeah, bro, get ready for the grind. We're reading Destiny. On Twitch. Come hang out. It's probably true, right? It's probably true. It's so true. As men's make good things. I mean, I guess. This is another really cool piece of art. I don't know if you can see it. They're like pyramid heads. And it's like they're holding, there's two of them and one of them's holding a third or something. I can't really tell what's happening in this art piece, but it's really cool. I imagine I'll find out as I read this. Wasn't Oryx born female? No, they're all born male and they can choose to become female. And his sister, oh no, maybe he, it was 3 sisters, wasn't it? It was 3 sisters and he became male to be king. No, they were 3 princes, but 2 of them were female. I don't know. It kind of like goes back and forth on that. Fun fact, the characters described on this page and depicted in the art were the raid bosses in D1. Dope. Dope. Death Singers. Okay. Xeno and Gambit. I mean, it gets the job done and people have things to do, right? Things to do. Thanks, dude. Nice way to wake up. Hey, okay. Yo, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. I still don't know why I can't hear anything. Like, my headphones is not playing any audio right now. I don't know why I can't hear anything. You guys can still hear the music. I can see it on the mic and the audio mixers. Everything comes through for everybody. It just, oh, I bet you. I know why. Let me just plug that back in a little better. Ha! I found it. Now it's really loud. That's really loud. Okay. You Googled it because you can't remember. Okay. Oryx was born as Arish, a proto-high female. Yeah. On the gas giant known as the Fundament. Yeah, she was one of the 3 surviving daughters. Okay, yeah, it was 3 daughters in the beginning. And then he became boy and the other 2 were still girls. One became mother. And then... Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hello, Canadian bacon. Canadian bacon is just ham, but I like ham enough, I guess. They're like dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. Okay. We're gonna keep reading because I'm excited. Okay, verse 4.7. Shapes, points. Look at you. Already you are grown, my daughter. Already you are a wizard. Have I been away so long? Now you are Arnuk. And Savathun cackles and rages at your brilliance. You have written 11 axioms describing the ascendant planes, our throne world. You have announced that you will kill one of these axioms, as Akka would kill the truth, and in mantling Akka, you will become a god as I am. If you try it, I may kill you, or I may applaud you. Well done. I brought you this bitter acid for your celebrations. And you, Irharlik, you are a wizard too, as is the way of twins. I have been with Zaivu Aerith, who complains that you have made a song and sung it in her throne world and killed everyone who listened, but quite irrevocably. Will we have songs instead of swords and boomers? Boomers. What whiskey? It's a oaked rye it's a Burnside oaked rye by Eastside Distillery. It's very delicious. And boomers, what have you made for me? Is it a tooth shaped like death? I will keep it in my mouth. What have you written for me? It is the course of Nika thought ship. I will track it down. I made you by cutting one larva in half. It would not die. Each half grows into one of you. My sword is named Willbreaker, but it never broke you. Is that... So who's talking here? Wait. Is this Oryx talking to more of his spawn? They were mini bosses in the Taken King raid. Are they more of his spawn? Yes. Okay. Twins. Oryx is talking about his daughters, the twins. Okay. Fascinating. Okay, verse 4.8. The Partition of Death. One day, Oryx decided to grow new wings. While he wrestled with his worm, he came upon his twin daughters dying in a wound between places. What are you doing, my daughters? He asked. He was afraid that Irholic and Ironek were trying to go into the deep, where only the tablets of ruin allowed Oryx to go. We are dying, father, they said, as many times as we can manage. That's adorably precious, Oryx shook out his new wings, but why? We propose a method by which ascendant souls can be detached and integrated into a tautological and autonomous thanatosphere, which we tentatively term an oversoul. Oversouls can be stored in a throne world as a mechanism of enhanced death resilience. As a side effect, new refinements to our death song may be achieved, moving us closer to a generally effective paracausal death impulse. Oryx brandished his sword. Speak the royal tongue, or I'll pin you up for ear to eat. If we can separate our deaths from ourselves and hide them, we will be hard to kill. Oryx went to his son Crota. Go keep an eye on your sisters, he said. You can learn cunning from them. But while Oryx traveled to observe the deep, destroy an ancient forest world, Crota conspired with his sisters to learn their secrets. I too will experiment with a wound, he said. and with his sword, Crota cut open a new wound into a new space. In here, he thought he might obtain secret power. Out of this wound came machines called Vex. They invaded Oryx's throne world. Oh shit! Hello, Vex. It is nice to meet you. You're invading Oryx's world. That's a little terrifying. Like, what the fuck? Holy shit. No wonder everyone fears the Vex. Like, this is making more sense now. Right? Okay. We're going back in. Don't make me post sexy orcs. Oh, please do. Post it in the memes because we already expect the meme drop to be a little NSFW, just in case. Just in case. Everyone over here on TikTok, we're live on Twitch and we're talking, and we're also in Discord, so come hang out. All right, we're on verse 4.9. Open your eye, go into it. The Vex clattered around, constructing large problems. At first, their constructions were deranged because they didn't understand the sword logic, which defined all rules in Oryx's throne world. The geometry perplexed them. I'll cut them apart, Crota said. But just then, the Vex ritual of better thoughts manifested a mind called Quira, Blade Transform. Quira deduced the sword logic. I have to kill everything, Quira resolved. Then I will be powerful. Well, fuck. Fuck. The machines are invading hell. Yeah. Crota's gate began to emit warrior Vex, huge and brassy. They leapt forward to fight them, but they blinked away. After they fled from Crota, they killed 2,000 of Oryx's acolytes, and 10,000 of his thrall. Soon they had established themselves as powers in this world by right of slaughter. Come forth, sister wizards, called Irhalak. We need you. Iranak pulled a sword star out of the sky. A sword star out of the sky. God, that sounds so cool. Okay. Also, posture. Thank you, docs. Super buff. Let's see. Come forth, sisters. Okay. Come forth, sisters, we need you. And Iranak pulled a sword star out of the sky. Together, the wizards charged it with killing power and made an annihilator totem, which they used to smash the Vex. Close the wound, Brother Crota ordered. We will find a cunning way to destroy them, but only after they stop constructing problems on us. But Quira had instanced itself to another side of the gate and built a holdfast to keep the way open. Quira's objective was to exploit the paracausal physics of Oryx's throne to become divine. It organized a series of test invasions. It just sounds so fucking cool, right? So cool. For 100 years of local time, they observe daylight savings, guys. Jokes. For 100 years of local time, the siblings fought the Vex. When the Vex came into the sword world, they were inevitably annihilated. But when the Hive went into the Vex world, they lost too much of their power to win. Father's going to eat our souls, Halleck sighed. Quira captured some worm larvae and began experimenting with them. Soon, Quira, Blade Transform, manifested religious tactics. By directing worship at the worms, Quira learned it could alter reality with mild pathogenic effects. Being an efficient machine, Quira manufactured a priesthood and ordered all its subminds to believe in worship. Then it set about abducting and killing dangerous organisms so it could bootstrap itself to the hive godhood. For some Vex reason, Quira never attempted to introduce the worm larvae into its mind fluid. Savathun was laughing because she had tricked Crota into cutting that place. That bitch. This drew the attention of the worm god. Oryx called ear, set your house in order. Oh fuck. Your god saying, dude, fix your shit. You in trouble. Damn. Guys, this is so good. There's another piece of art here. You guys can see it. Another piece of art. So that's why we see the Vex doing like rituals. Yeah, so basically the hive mind, not the hive mind, the hive mind of the Vex tried to ascend to godhood, or to like piggyback off of the power, probably without actually understanding any of what it actually meant, other than the fact that it was it equaled more power for them. So they're like parasitically piggybacking into that power source. They're not, Quera's not in the game. No, Oryx wasn't the one who said it. It was the hive god. It was the worm god. It says, this drew the attention of the worm, our god. Oryx, called Ear. Ear is the name of the worm god. Oryx, set your house in order. So his worm god is calling him out now. Bro, you're hanging out in the deep and your house is on fire. Come fix your shit. No, hold on. I didn't read it. I didn't read it. Don't worry. You didn't spoil anything. Okay. Verse 4.1. No, 4.10. 4.10, guys. An emperor for all outcomes. Oryx rushed home and read from the tablets of ruin. He put some of the Vex into wounds to be taken by the power of the deep. Thus he turned the Vex against each other. Quera manifested a range of tactics, but none of them were adaptive. Oryx crushed all the Vex in his throne. Oryx thought that he should study geometry like the Vex. It was the map of perfect shapes, but first he had to punish imperfection. My son, he said, this is your punishment. Come home glorious or die forgotten. And he picked up Crota by the leg and threw him into a Vexgate network. Yep. You just jumped the gun by a page. Don't worry about it. Crota battled through history, becoming a legendary demon. In his early centuries, he often spared a few victims to hear oaths and protest against his father. Later, he came to understand Oryx, and he made temples and monuments wherever he went. Meanwhile, Oryx brooded on the Vex. I met a worthy rival, he said. They want to exist forever just as I do, but I don't understand them. At this, his worm began to chew on him, for he was bound to understand. He called Savathun to meet in the material world, and she told him that the Vex worked tirelessly to understand everything, so that they could build a victory condition for every possible end state of the universe. That sounds like a very AI thing to do. Yeah, it's Quera simulating Orbrex. That's what happened. Dope. Guys, I love this. Deep lore. Let's keep going. Okay. Where was I? Yo, Ryan, thank you for the 100 biddies. Let's see, where was I? Let's see. Okay, which will be our map. Let's see. Every possible end state of the universe. Then I must be a better king, Oryx said. If they want to build an emperor for all outcomes, then I will be the king of only one. I will follow the deep wherever it goes and document its power. Let us create a catalog of the grave of worlds, which will be our map to victory. Oryx knew that all life could be described as cellular automata, except for that life which understood the deep or the sky and thus escaped causality. Out of love for her brother, which was the same as the desire to kill him, Savathun leaked a secret to Zyvu Aerith. Listen, Zyvu, Oryx's throne world has been compromised. You can cut your way in from here. Zyvu Aerith used this to plan an ambush, but Oryx was too canny. The taken king said to his court, the high war, my throne world is vulnerable. I am going to move it. Where? Asked Kagor, world render. Into a mighty dreadnought, said Oryx. I shall keep my glorious mind cosmos inside a titanic warship. Verse 4.11, dreadnought. Guys, this is so dope. To make his ship, Oryx scrimshawed one piece of Akka, who was dead, but far from gone. He stole the hammer of Zyvu Aerith and the scalpel of Savathun, and he armored his ship in baneful armor. When Oryx had built his dreadnought, he pushed his throne inside out, so that it bled into the material space of the dreadnought. They were coterminous and allied, his ship and his sin. The dreadnought was within the throne of Oryx, but the throne of Oryx was the dreadnought. Ayit. I don't know what Ayit means. I think it's like amen or something. A-I-E-T. Ayit. And it is said, or something like that, you know? This required a verse from the tablets of ruin. The whole court worked together to push Oryx's throne inside out. This was a day of joyous violence, and all of Oryx's brood mark this holiday as Aversion Day, which is celebrated by turning things inside out. It sounds darkly disturbing. Yo, Traxton, thank you for the follow. They're just super chill, aight? Yeah, aight, aight. That's exactly what it... Yeah, I've always interpreted aight basically as the high version of amen. Or maybe I just, like, maybe it's just, and it was written. Like, and this is what was said. Like, and this is what was written. Deadman, thank you for the follow. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, that's what I don't know. A high version of it. That's kind of what I think too. Saith Oryx, go out into the universe, my court, gather tribute for me, send it home to my ship. When I call you, walk up that tribute to my court. I will prepare for the long voyages. I am Savathun Insidious, into the war. I graffiti this notice for you, into the deep. These books are full of lies. Now Oryx's throne was safe from incursion because it moved so nimbly. Oryx attacked the harmonious flotilla, Invincible, who guarded the Nietzsche thought ship. When the flotilla surrounded his dreadnought, Oryx put his sword into the hole, and he used the power of the deep and the clever systems his daughters built to push his throne world out into mere reality. By wrath and confidence, he filled space with an egg of his throne. It swelled up like a ghost star to smash the harmonious flotilla Invincible. Or I don't know what the harmonious flotilla Invincible is. This is the first time it's mentioned. Emperor Klaus has spoken, yes. To smash the harmonious flotilla Invincible, Oryx broke the last word off their name. In the Nietzsche thought ship, Oryx hoped to find the location of the gift mast, which had been left behind by the traveler. Oryx wanted to eat it. But the thought ship was a trap. Upon it was Quira, Blade Transform, which is the Vex ruler. Verse 5.0. Interdict, simulate worship. I am going to kill you. I am going to salt my meat with your briny little thoughts. I am going to cook your flesh on your broken molten hull. Insinuate, subvert, replicate. This ship is my throne. You want to take it from me. You want to fill it up with your own spawn and use it for your abstract purposes, but I defy you. Observe, imitate, usurp. You will never be what I am. Simulate me, wretch. Calculate my permutations of my divinity. Compute the death in the shape of my throne. Render my shadow on the stone of 10,000 graveyard worlds. It will never be enough. I hold the tablets of ruin. I speak to the deep. Not with a galaxy of thinking matter could you encompass me. Behold. Unknown enigma. Shortfall. Abort. Halt. Abort. Sounds like Vex failed. It was a powerful fleet of warships belonging to the Harmony civilization. Okay, just another civilization like the Acumen. Dope. All right, we're on verse 5.1. By now, Quira knows it can't win. There's something pathological about the world inside Oryx's ship. It resists analysis with hot, dead spite, and Oryx himself is irreducible. He refuses to obey Quira's simulations. He crashes around, sowing chaos. He grabs subminds and compromises them with some kind of ontological weapon. Paracausal systems, very problematic. Quira's trying the religious tactics, but it evolved in the hive manifold. But even on those terms, Oryx is strong, so strong. Quira won't be able to protect its gates much longer. The closest Quira's got to a simulation of Oryx is a best guess bootstrap. It's wrong. Quira's sure of that. It's Oryx minus the symbiote organism, minus the wings, the morphs, minus the weapon, minus the power. No good for anything. Quira manifests that simulation anyways, just to see what happens. The Taken King marches on Quira. Hydra Hull, armed with blade and magic, cloaked in ancient cloth, and universe wails in horror around him. Quira's physics models and toy worlds choke and crash. Quira observes, alert and attentive, as a single quark splits on the tip of Oryx's sword. From within the Hydra Hull, Quira's tiny, not Oryx speaks. "What are you?" it says. It's manifesting terror and awe. Oryx's eyes blaze with curiosity that it's entirely isomorphic with hate, with voracious hunger. "Arish," he says in hive language, "you have made me as I was. You've made me a tiny Arish. Ha!" Quira updates the simulation's name. Arish is curious. "You're me? You're me as I become?" Oryx kneels. His blade is on his left shoulder. Quira is firing every available weapon at him, but his wards don't break. He looks into Quira's sensors through the hammering fire and says, "Child, I have everything you wanted. I am immortal. I know the great secrets of the universe. I have scouted the edges of the darkness, and I have chased the lying god down galactic arms in a howling pack of moons. In my fist I carry the secret weapon that will rule eternity. In my womb I bear the tribute of my court and my children, the Hope Eater, the Weaver, and the Unraveler. And with this tribute, I smash my foes. I am Oryx, the Taken King. I am almighty." Quira samples the Teox intelligence retrieved from the Ecumen Gate. They are useful names. It feeds them to the simulation. "What about your sisters?" Arash asks his future self. "Sathona, Zyro, are they with you?" The Taken King's fangs glint. The sound might have been a laugh or a hiss. Quira shuts down its weapons, pulls its spare resources into sending telemetry to the Greater Vex. There will be points in space and time where this data is vital. There will be great projects undertaken in the study of this ontological power, this throne space. "Where are my sisters?" Arash shouts. "What have you done with my people? What have you done?" But Oryx's fist is full of black fire, and the next thing Quira sees is a light like stars. Wait. Hi, Twan. Hi, dude. What's up, man? So, So the Vex ruler, Quira, basically made a superficial fake version of Oryx, as he was proto-hive? And it has, sort of his, mindscape structure. Because that's kind of what it seems like. Interesting. What a universe! What a cruel, cruel world! Wait. When you're hungry, go eat another god. Maybe constantly at war with the Bumble. Oh, eHarmony civilization. Oh, I see. I was like, where did the Tinder come from, guys? Yeah, Quira couldn't simulate Oryx as he was, so it simulated Arish. Okay. And he's like, well, what of my sisters? Oh, fuck. So, okay. Verse 5.2, strict proof eternal. "I have a gift for you," says Oryx. Savathun, Witch Queen, looks at him with dry wariness. "Is it the sword logic I need to go into the deep and take your power for myself?" Their echoes move among the war moons, walking together on the hull of a 2,000-year-old warship. Savathun's fleet has assembled here in preparation for an assault on the gift mast. The deep is headed that way on the trail of its prey, and the hive will be its vanguard. "It's a Vex I captured. Quira, blade transform. It made an attempt to puncture my throne. I thought you might enjoy studying it." Oryx pauses, digesting. Through the bond of lineage, he can feel Crota killing worlds and worlds away, and it tastes like sweet fat. "Quira contains a Vex attempt to simulate me. It might generate others, you perhaps, or Zyva Aerith. I've left it some will of its own so it can surprise you." "I suppose it'll blow up and kill me," Savathun grouses, "or let the machines into my throne, where they'll start turning everything into clocks and glass." "If it kills you, then you deserve to die," Oryx says, with a quiet thrill, a happy thrill, because it is good to say the truth. "I don't have a strict proof yet. You know, Savathone strokes the void with one long claw, a space-time groans beneath her touch. This thing we believe, that we're liberating the universe by devouring it, that we're cutting out the rot, that we're on course to join the final shape, I haven't found a strict eternal proof. We might yet be wrong. Oryx looks at her, and for a moment, just a moment, he is nostalgic. He is sentimental. He thinks, imagine the years behind us and the things we've done, and yet being old doesn't feel like a scar, does it? It hasn't left me dull. I feel alive, alive with you, and every time I step back into this world from my throne, I feel like I'm 2 years old again at the bottom of the universe looking up. But he says, sister, it's us. We're the proof. We the hive. If we last forever, we prove it. And if something more ruthless conquers us, then the proof is sealed. She looks back at him with eyes like hot needles. I like that, she says. That's elegant. Although, of course, she had this thought before. Ah, you guys, it's so beautifully well written. This is so good. This is so wonderful. It was Arish who was like a giant knight, Savathun a wizard, and Oryx was the combination of both. Right, right. Oryx is technically this. Arish and Oryx are the same person. Zyvu Aerith is the third sibling who is the knight. Yes. It's been so long. It reads. It does kind of read like the Bible, but more interesting. Just gonna drop that there. I feel like people think Destiny is too huge and super small at the same time. They just need to like figure people who I don't know. It's perfect. I like it as is. They just keep doing what they're doing. They're doing it right. I like it. Guys, we're like 60 pages through. We are almost literally halfway through this book now. Let's see. Verse 5-3. I'd shut them all in cells. Pray and sacrifice, uttered by Zyvu Aerith, god of war. Well, I mean, no one spends their entire life playing this game. It's only 5 years old, but yes. There is more content to Destiny than just in-game. Exactly! All my friends I try to get into, I start explaining it, and then they put their... Yeah. I just kind of, decided I was going to enjoy the game and enjoy what I enjoy for the playing of the game, and then I would come back and do the content like this later, and then let it start trickling backwards into my gameplay with me as I play. So it's kind of win-win all the way around. Viking from Australia! Dope. G'day. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I picked up Taken King because my friend was like, hey, come play this game with me. And we only played like maybe 20 hours of Crucible, and then we were done. Like, I never played it again until I picked up Destiny 2 back in December, and I've got like 1,100 hours now. So yeah, things change. Things change, and it's worth it. I'm gonna have another swig of this. Whiskey. Is this a full series of the books? There's 2 Grimoires. This is book 1. Book 2 is sitting here, and the 3rd book is releasing in December. Yeah, I'm new to the lore side of things too. Like, I kind of pay attention to stuff as much as I can, but like this is my first reading of these books, so I'm really excited. It's explaining a lot. It's really fun. Well, they're bringing Vault of Glass. If they're bringing Vault of Glass back, I don't understand why they wouldn't bring the rest of the actual, like, some of the lore stuff back too. I feel like they will. Yeah, same boat. Same boat. All right, let's keep reading. Let's keep making progress. Because I'm so excited. This is so good. Also, thank you, Ham, for the follow. Welcome. Now that the 5,000 series got announced, I'm going to spend a ridiculous amount of money just to play Destiny. Yeah. Also, if that's part of the lore release that they talked about today, I haven't read it yet. I mean, I'm not really don't spoil things for me. I will avoid things until I'm ready to see them to an extent, but I'm not. Oh, on AMD. Oh, yes. I heard the AMD is going to be amazing. I heard it's giving the new 3080 processor a run for its money from the ROG Strix. So I'm glad that I wasn't one of those, like, I'm going to be a first one to have it. I'm just going to wait and let them compete with each other for a few years and see what happens. Okay, back to verse 5.3. I'd shut them all in cells. Pray and sacrifice, uttered by Zyvu Aerith, god of war. Harmony. When the traveler passed across Harmony, it lied to the orbits of 10 worlds. Now they orbit the black hole. The traveler lied to the accretion disk so that it would give warm light to these worlds. The gift mast. When the traveler left Harmony, it made a monument out of the black hole's polar jet. In the jet, there is a hollow mast which sings in radiance. This is the gift mast, and we will devour it. We will eat the sky out of it. We will snap it like a bone. The Harmony sting. The Harmony may have weaponized their dead star. They can stimulate the accretion disk to fire relativistic plasma jets. We will take the sting. We will use it to burn their worlds. I will grant one temple of tribute to the first ascendant to kill a world. Oryx, I will have the gift mast to feast on. I will have it first. I am Zyvu Aerith, and all war is my temple. Beware, daughters of Oryx, for they make and unmake with ease. Savathun, the deceitful sister, will be distracted by Arcana and the song of the black hole. Treat her broods with contempt. The traveler, we chase it and we will devour it. The deep will rule the cosmos. The dragons, our gods should be ours alone. The smug freedom is an insult to me. I'd shut them all in cells. Bring them to me. The dragons. It just mentioned dragons. It just mentioned dragons. Dragons are the worm gods, right? Itchy, itchy, itchy. Clam slam. Yeah, dude, thanks. The Akmara, I think, is what it means. Hey, what's up, Pops and Nightmare? Taking King DLC, still the best to date. Evening's going great, everyone here. I'm over on Twitch. We're streaming Lore Reading Night. Hi, what's up, Reiko? Yes. So, okay, so that was the Akmara that they're referencing. So, basically, Arth is angry about the Akmara because they're like, the worm gods are our gods. You can't touch this shit. But, I mean, clearly the Akmara can, right? Can? Are the worm gods? The Akmara are the worm gods? I don't know if it explains it more here if I have to figure it out later. Hello, hello, we're reading lore. The dragons are something else. Okay. Okay. I think they're just another species that have, they're basically dragon gods that ran the universe. Okay. The wish dragons. Okay. They'll probably talk about that more in the book later. But that's the first time they've mentioned them. That's the first time they've mentioned them, so. Okay. So, grants, wishes, and such. Genie in a bottle. Love it when they surprise us with stuff. The hive worm gods and the Akmar are the same species or not. Or, if not, they function very similarly. They do. Okay, so, but that's the dragons. Our gods should be ours alone. Their smug freedom is an insult to me. I'd shut them in cells and bring them to me. I wonder if the dragons got their power to become gods and wish granters through, you know, consuming a worm, like Oryx and his siblings did. But instead of killing everything, their promise, their oath was something else. So they do something else instead. And it's more free, and it makes them jealous. Anyways, okay. Keep reading. The Akmara, I think, maybe. I'm not sure. It just says dragons. It doesn't say Akmara here yet. Yeah, so that's what it says. It says, the dragons, our gods should be ours alone. Their smug freedom is an insult to me. I'd shut them all in cells. Bring them to me. So it sounds to me like Zyvu Aerith is talking about the dragons, and the dragons are leveraging the worm gods somehow. And it makes Zyvu Aerith jealous and angry. So, anyways. Okay. We'll just keep going, see if it gives us more information. Verse 5.4, the gift mast. The gift mast, it towers above this star system like a monument to treason. It beams with silver light. It sings a radio lullaby made of soothing lies. In its light live the harmony, and they are now our prey. Now arrives Zyvu Aerith at the head of her armada. She fights the Harmony for 50 years with strategies and discipline, but the Harmony turn to dragon wishes, and their wishful bishops wrestle Xivu in the Ascendant Plane. Xivu falls into deadlock. Next arrives Savathun, flanked by her chorus and her celebrants. They trick their way into Ana Harmony in disguises so that they might vivisect these dragons. The worm, our god, laughs and laughs. For 100 years, Savathun keeps secret covens among the Harmony. But first of all was Oryx, whose brood grew in a secret place in the rubble of a Accretation Disk. The first navigator sends rocks and comets to crash into the Harmony world so that the Harmony fleet will be disarrayed. He sends seers to infiltrate the Harmony worlds with his broods. Here at the center of the 5th book, the Hive have grown so mighty that it has made the annihilation of false life routine. Xivu Aerith kills the wishful bishops, and Savathun achieves some secret purpose, and Oryx's court tears down the gift mast. The Harmony people wail in terror, and they throw themselves into the silver lakes of Ana Harmony to drown. Come, saith Oryx, eat of the gift mast, for I am a generous god. Of its pieces I claim only 2 out of every 5. The mast is full of the light of the traveler. It is full of the marrow taste of sky. All who eat of it are filled with ecstatic certainty that they serve a great and necessary purpose. Then saith Savathun, siblings, listen, we must part ways a while so that we may grow different. She flies her moons into the black hole. Her throne becomes distant. Saith Xivu Aerith, King Oryx, you take up too much space. Your power constrains too many choices. I must go away from you. She flies her war moons away into the night. Her throne is barred shut. Then Oryx was alone. He spent a while in thought, and those thoughts are recorded here. Dope. Dope. I don't think so, because they don't have the follow the sword logic to be in pact with the worm gods. Well, the sword logic was discovered later. They made an oath with the worm gods to always seek out whatever it was their oath was about. One was knowledge, one was fighting, one was like cleverness or something like that. The sword logic came later. Dreadnought would be dope. Someone made it clear that the alien races reference historical empire societies figures. Example, Cabal equals Roman, and Hive equals Vikings, Fallen equals Germanic tribe, and Vex equals Greek monster names. Dope. Why does it seem like Savathun is rebelling against the darkness? She is trying to do her own thing. I don't know yet, but it seems to me that in the past she has constantly been like, oh, I regret my actions just to get on someone's good side, and then she turns and kills them because cunning is her thing. She has to be cunning for her worm god to continue to grow and not kill her. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's fake. She's just trying to get in and get her worm god feeding and then kill you all again. That's kind of what she does. Yeah, his sisters both ditch him. Interesting, interesting. I don't think Savathun has any desire to stand against the darkness unless she wants to defeat the darkness as part of her conquest. But more than likely, she's just pretending to do so that she can defeat us. Because that's what she does, is cunning deceptions and then kills. Yeah, well, I mean, if we're accepting the darkness, does that mean we're accepting shield logic? I don't think so. Or sword logic. He's super strange in mythology. That's true. It's true. Let's keep going. Verse 5:5, Apocalypse refrains. This is our message to things that we will kill, a species which believes that a good existence can be invented through games of civilization and through laws of conduct is doomed by that belief. They will die in terror. The lawless and the ruthless will drag them down to die. The universe will cease their monument, or will erase their monuments. But the one that sets out to understand the one true law and to perform worship of that law will by that decision gain control over their future. They will gain hope of ascendance, and by their ruthlessness, they will assist the universe in arriving at its perfect shape. Only by eradicating from ourselves all clemency for the weak can we emulate and become that which endures forever. This is inevitable. The universe offers only one choice, and it is between ruthlessness and extinction. We stand against the fatal lie that a world built on laws of conduct may ever resist the action of the truly free. This is the slavery of the traveler, the crime of creation, in which labor is wasted on the construction of false hopes. If you choose to fight us with everything you have, with all your laws and games. We will prove our argument thus. It's so good, guys. This is so well written. I love it so much. I don't think she cares about her species survival. She cares about her survival. We're seeing some Cosmodrome blending next month too, yeah? I'm pretty excited about this. Sword logic was the philosophy that essentially saying only the philosophy using the sword logic was the first time that they grew stronger by killing or by enacting war. It was taking action on the oaths that gave them the power. So sword logic is the action of fulfilling those oaths, but those oaths were created before they discovered sword logic on how to fulfill them, basically. The hive are pure evil. Nihilism is pure demonic. Yeah, it's pretty dark. That's very true, dude. It's very, very dark. All is well, I eat. What is at war is healthy. What is at peace is sick. My son Crota feeds me rich, rich tribute. My lineages are strong. My worm is vast and satiated. And with that security, I can spend my time on study and communion with the deep. As I learn more secrets, my powers grow. As my powers grow, I use it to learn more secrets. I eat, let it be thus, must, because it must. I wonder if my sisters have secrets of their own. If my power exceeds theirs, I may kill them permanently and subsume their thrones. But I think that they have strength that they hide from me, developed in time of separation. I eat. The only meaningful relationship is the attempt to destroy. Savathun asks if I am as much a slave of the deep as my taken. As my taken? So, okay. She asks what price I pay for my power. I am not taken. The hive is not the deep. The deep does not want everything to be the same. It wants life, strong life, life that lives free without the need for a habitat of games to insulate it from reality. When I make my taken, I make them closer to perfect. I heal their wounds and enhance their strengths. This is inherently good. I eat. The only right is existence. The only wrong is non-existence. I am Oryx, the first navigator, the taken king. I eat. Let me be what I am, because to be anything else would be fatal. So, the taken king is the reason why Taken exists. And the Taken are technically his, like, warped remaking of all of the species. Anyone that he's captured and created becomes Taken, which is its own sort of subspecies thing of all species. Yeah, Wyvern. Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool the way they back and forth this. Yeah. Verse 5-7. Forever and a blade. I considered returning to the fundament, learning what became of the God wave and the tungsten monoliths and the continents, which were all that remained of my people's primal home. But I know that what became of all of it, it became me. I am the heir of Fundament, the immortal descendant of those 10-year krill. I asked a question, how can we live in the universe long enough to understand it? And I learned the answer, which is written here in this book. I learned that I had to become the most ruthless of all. I don't know where the darkness, which is the deep, came from, nor the traveler that I hunt, but I will learn. I will learn. This is my inheritance, my estate, eternity, infinity, the universe whole beneath my sword. This is what I rule forever and a blade. God, I mean, it's evil and it's wrong, but at the same time, I want him to figure it out. I want the Taken King to know what is the deep and what is the travel. Like, why? Maybe the deep is the darkness, guys. Yeah, he got the power to take when he killed Akka. Yes. And that's part of how he beat the Ecumen. Yes, by taking them and making them fight each other. Yes, yes, yes. Too bad he's dead. Shh, I haven't gotten there yet. I mean, I guess I figured because we defeated him as part of a raid. Oh, okay. Verse 5-8. What will happen if I die? Yeah, Bungie is so fucking... Like, I don't understand how people can be, like, mad at the content Bungie makes. It's so good. What will happen if I die? It suits me to consider this, for I am a great ally of death. My daughters study the quiddity of death. My son practices the inhabitation of death. And my great work is, in Ultima, to become synonymous with death, to die, and in that dying live. So that if the universe comes to nothing, I will be a part of that nothing. Far better to have a savage universe with a happy end than a happy universe with no hope. I have died many times, but these deaths were only temporary. If my echoes are killed, and I am killed in the material world, then I will be driven back to my throne, the dreadnought. If my court and my throne can be beaten, I am confronted in my throne. If I am defeated there, then I will die. My work will end. This is the pact to which I am bound, in particular by my study of the Tablets of Ruin, and by my use of the power of the deep. When I call upon that power, I put myself up as the stakes in a wager. I gamble with my soul, for I am saying, listen, my gods, I am the mightiest thing there is, and I prove it thus. Lately I have realized how much I depend on Crota and my daughters, and even upon my court. If I lost them, my outlays would exceed my intakes. My tribute would not be enough to feed my worm. But this is proper, for if I lost them, it would be because they were not mighty enough. Then I would be a bad father, a bad king. I must test them and fight with them to keep them strong. This is my Gias. I will go on forever. I will understand everything. There is only one path, and that is the path that you make. But you can make more than one path. Break your cell's bars, make a new shape, make the shape from its path. Find your cell's bars, break out of the bars, find a shape, make the shape from its path. Eat the light, eat the path. If I fail, let me be worm food. I mean, it's such a beautiful conundrum of evil. I understand now why everyone likes Taken King so much. Oh my god. Nose. Itch, stop. Yo, Metal Mojo. Thank you for the follow, dude. Hey, Hooverology, how's it been? Oryx is like a thought love dad. Kinda. Like a thought love death dad. Kind of. You feeling that the darkness will be a forerunners from Prometheans, you guess? I don't know what the Prometheus. Pretty much revamped Halo enemies in the right way. I mean, maybe. Maybe Halo was kind of like the food baby of like, we have sort of some ideas, and they threw it out there and like, oh, we know how to make these ideas right now. Son, I'm beating you to get you strong. Yeah, right? You've been following on TikTok? Yeah, bro, I'm hella Twitch. I'm on Twitch Monday through Friday night live. I do more Twitch than I do TikTok, to be honest. We're reading Destiny lore right now. We're more than halfway through the first book. Yep, pretty much. Well, welcome, guys. Welcome from TikTok. Welcome from everyone over here on TikTok. We're over on Twitch. Come hang out. Yeah, this is fun. This is very good. I should drink some more water too. But we're making good progress. At first I was like, yeah, we'll totally read through this book in one night. And then the first of the night I was like, I don't know if this is gonna happen. And now we're like 70 pages into this 120-page book. Yeah, yeet. This is so good, though. This is also really good art. It looks like we're introducing Guardians now because it looks like a guy with a ghost. And it's been Taken King's thoughts for a little bit now. Halfway, more or less, not bad at all. I mean, 70 pages out of 120, we're more than halfway now. We were halfway 10 pages ago. Dredgen. Oh, it could be. It could be. We'll find out. Verse 5-9. I'll make sure. I have made preparations. If I am defeated, I know it will be because my understanding of the universe was incomplete. I failed to anticipate some strategy, some nemesis, perhaps Teox, if she still lives. If I am defeated, I know that I will fall to something mighty, something that craves might, something that loves what I love, which is the deep. and a principle and a power, the versatile protean need to adapt and endure, to reach out and shape the universe entirely for that purpose, to mutate and redesign the test and iterate so that it can prevail, can seize existence and hold it, certain that this is everything, that there is nothing to life except living, and it has two faces, yet it is one shape. One face is the objective, which is obvious, and the other face is that will to sacrifice things and ideas for the single mission, the mission of becoming the shape, and a shape that will not relent, the utter commitment to survival, to draw the right sword and choose where to cut, to allow this hunger to become your weapon. So I will prepare a book, which is a map to a weapon, and my vanquisher will read that book, seeking the weapon, and they will come to understand me, where I have been, where I am going, where I was going. Then they will take up my weapon, and they will use it, and they will use that weapon, which is all that I am. And armed thus with my past and my future and my present, which is a weapon that takes whatever is available, and a weapon bound to malice, they will mantle me, Oryx, the taken king. They will become me, and I will become them, and each of us defeating the other, correcting the other, alloying ourselves into one omnipotent philosophy. Thus I will live forever. I'll make sure. Oh man, that was the end of chapter 1. Chapter 1 was like more than half the book. Might be Shin Malfer, since it's all hive related. Is the first book completely hive related? Oh my goodness. Eyeballs. Sword logic? Yeah, well, we're reading. They've already discovered sword logic. He's talking about how he's going to like leave some sort of monument / weapon, ultimate weapon that is him, basically. So if he gets killed, he doesn't actually get killed. We basically carry him on by using him as a weapon to continue doing what it was he was doing. Smart. I feel like this guy has the right, like, idea, though. Or at least, like, their perception of things is just so logical. It just makes sense. Okay, chapter 2. The burden of light. Isn't Whisper the same idea? I could be, I don't know. Maybe early stage. I don't know these details yet, dudes. I didn't play Destiny 1. I don't know yet. I'm reading. Okay, the burden of light, chapter 2. If there is light, there must also be darkness. One reveals the other, tends it, carves it like marble to reveal a new shape. There is a balance between them. Therefore, to understand the darkness is capitalized here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we study the light. Just as light is connected through space and time, so is the darkness. And just as the light has those who serve, who act as hands and heart and will, there are those who wield the dark in the same fashion. Light healed us, and so we have a responsibility to give it back the lives it has given us. There will be a day when we meet a new kind of guardian, light and dark, power and weakness, guardian and guardian, symmetry. You guys, these books were published forever ago. Like, and it's so good. I'm trying to see what the original copyright date was, if it's got it in here. I didn't actually see a page with the copyright information on it. Did I skip that? Or did they just not have it? They do their own printing so they don't keep copyrights in here? I don't see it. Maybe it's in the very back. Yeah, it's a little bit, well, and that's, I think, what the point, I think that's what the point of this book was. At least it starts with the Taken King and his sisters. So I guess it's probably missing some of it, but yeah, I agree. All right. More awesome artwork. Factions and all that, and Bannerful map. Interesting origins. Yeah, that's true. It's true. All right. This volume 1, Dark Mirror. We're now in chapter 2. The last word once was Palamon. I'm writing this from memory. Some mine, but not all. The facts won't sync with reality, but they'll be close. and there's no one to say otherwise, so for all intents and purposes, this will be the history of a settlement we called Palamon, and the horrors that followed an all too brief peace. I remember a home and stories of a paradise we'd all get to see one someday, of a city shining even in the night. Palamon didn't shine, but it was a sanctuary of a sort. We'd settled in the heart of a range that stretched the horizon, wooded mountains that shot with purpose towards the sky. Winters were harsh, but the trees and the peaks hid us from the world. We talked about moving on, sometimes striking out for the city, but it was just a longing. Drifters came and went. On occasion they would stay, but rarely. We had no real government, but there was a rule of law. Basic tenets agreed upon by all and eventually overseen by Magistrate Loken. There you have it. No government until there was. I was young, so I barely understood. I remember Loken was a hard-working man who just became broken. Mostly, I think he was sad and frightened. As his fingers tightened on Palamon, people left. Those who stayed saw our days become gray. Loken's protection from the fallen, from ourselves, became dictatorial. Looking back, I think maybe Loken had just lost too much of himself, of his family, but everyone lost something, and some of us had nothing to begin with. My only memory of my parents is a haze, like a daydream, and a small light, like the spark of their souls. It's not anything I dwell on. They left me early, taken by dregs. Thank you for the follow, Elfazor. Palamon raised me from there. The family I call my own, called my own, cared for me as if I was their natural-born son, and life was good. Being the only life I knew, my judgment was skewed, and it wasn't easy. Pocked by loss as it was, I would call it good, until of course it wasn't. Until two men entered my world, one a light, the other the darkest shadow I would ever know. The last word, too, the weight of truth. The man I would come to know as Jaron Ward was my third father and quite possibly my closest friend. Came to Palamon from the south. I was just a boy. He had a third father by the time he was a boy still? Interesting. I was a boy, but I'll never forget his silhouette on the empty trail as he made his slow walk into town. I'd never seen anything like him. Maybe none of us had. He'd said he was only passing through, and I believed him. Still do, but life can get in the way of intent, and often does. I can picture that day with near perfect clarity. Of all the details, though, every nuance, every moment, the memory that sticks in my mind is the iron on Jaron's hip, a cannon that looked both pristine and lived in, like a relic of every battle he'd ever fought, hung low at his waist, a trophy and a warning. This man was dangerous, but there was a light about him, a pureness to his weight that seemed to hint that his ire was something earned, not carelessly given. Rainman, thank you for the sub with your prime. Thanks, dude. Welcome. Greetings and salutations, Traction. Hi, Otburns. We're reading from the Lore book, Grimoire book 1. We're almost done with this section of chapter 2. I'd been the first to see him as he approached, but soon most of the Palamon had returned out to greet him. My father held me back as everyone stood in silence. Jaron didn't make a sound behind his sleek racer's helmet. He looked just like the heroes in the stories, and to this day, I'm not sure one way or the other if the silence between the townspeople and the adventurer was born of fear or respect. I like to think the latter, but any truth I try to place on that moment would be of my own making. As we waited for Magistrate Loken to arrive and make an official greeting, my patience got the best of me. I shook free of my father's heavy hand and made the short sprint across the court, stopping a few paces from where the new curiosity stood, a man unlike any other. I stared up at him, and he lowered his attention to me, his eyes hidden behind the thick-tinted visor of his headgear. My sight quickly fell to his sidearm. I was transfixed by it. I imagined it all the places the weapon had been, all of the wonders it had seen, the horrors it had endured. My imagination darted from one heroic act to the next. I barely registered when he began to kneel, holding out the iron as if offering it. But my eyes locked onto the piece, mesmerized. I recall turning back to my father, seeing the looks on the faces of everyone I knew. There was worry there. My father slowly shaking his head as if pleading with me to ignore the gift. I turned back to the man I would come to know as Jaren Ward, the finest hunter the system had ever known, and one of the greatest guardians to ever defend the Traveler's Light. And I took the weapon in my hand, carefully, gently, not to use, but to observe, to imagine, to feel its weight and know its truth. That was the first time I held last word, but unfortunately not the last. Dope. I have that gun now. I have that gun. It was a cool quest. The last word. Yours, not mine. Renegade Hunter Shin Malfer to Dredgen. Your during the showdown at Dwindler's Bridge. The last word is a romantic weapon of a throwback to simpler times when steady aim and larger rounds were enough to dispense justice in wilds of lawless frontier. Of course, some might say that time has come again. Dope. Dope. So the last word is the man with the golden gun is the Dredgen. Jaren Warden. Oh my goodness. I know why my nose is itching now. As I talk, the intonation that's happening through my whole face. I'm not used to like talking in this intonation, I guess, and it's making my nostrils vibrate and it itches. Oh my goodness. Maybe I could never be an audible narrator after all. I thought about it for a while. Dredgen Yor. Oh, the man with the golden gun isn't a Dredgen. Okay. Thank you, Rain Man, for the follow. Welcome. Everyone over here on TikTok. We're live on Twitch in case you hadn't picked that up. Okay, we're on page 77, guys. He's actually hunting the Drifter. Oh, he is a hunter, they said. Well, the Drifter was questionable ethics for sure. That's always been pretty clear to me that that's the Drifter. Shall we continue? Dark Age 2, A Good Man's Deed. Locken's men found Jaren Ward in the courtyard where this had all began. 9 guns trained on him, 9 cold hearts awaiting the order. Magistrate Loken, standing behind them, looked pleased with himself. Jaren Ward stood in silence. His ghost peeked out over his shoulder. Loken took in the crowd before stepping forward as if to claim the ground, his ground. You question me? There was venom in his words. This is not your home. I remember Loken's gestures here, making a show of it all. Everyone else was still and quiet. I tugged at my father's sleeve, but he just tightened his grip on my shoulder to the point of pain, his way of letting me know that this was not the time. I watched Jaren's every move over the past months, mapping his effortless gestures and slight, earned mannerisms. I'd never seen anything like him. He was something I couldn't comprehend, yet I felt I understood all I needed the moment I'd seen him. He was more than us, not better, not superior, just more. I wanted Father to stop what was happening. Looking back now, I realized that he didn't want to stop it. No one did. Loken belittled Jaren Ward, taunting him, enumerated his crimes and his sins. My eyes were stuck on Jaren's pistol, fixed to his hip, his steady hand resting calmly on his belt. I remember the pistol's weight, effortless, and my concern faded. I understood. This is our town, my town, Loken shouted. He was going to make a show of Jaren to teach the people of Parliament a lesson in obedience. Jaren spoke, clear, calm. Not anymore. Loken laughed dismissively. He had 9 guns on his side. Those gonna be your last words then, boy? The movement was a flash, quick as chain lightning. Jaren Ward spoke as he moved. Yours, not mine. Smoke trailed from Jaren's revolver. Loken hit the ground, a dark hole in his forehead, eyes staring into eternity. Jaren stared down the 9 guns trained on him. One by one, they lowered their aim, and the rest of my life began, where in a few short years, so many others would be ended. Oh, my nose itches. Thank you also, Paper Stained Ink, for the follow. Welcome. This is slightly abnormal. We're reading the Destiny Lore Grimoire books as a reward for hitting our community goal. And also, as kind of a celebration, we hit 25K on TikTok earlier this week, the beginning of the week. So, the next section is called Thorn. Oh my goodness. Can you stop itching? Okay. I'm going to pour myself a little bit more whiskey before we carry on, shall we? Yeet. You guys, this is so good. I'm loving this so much. I think we can finish the book tonight, but we're on page 80. There's 40 pages left. So we probably can, but we gotta keep this tempo going. Everyone have their drink. What's your drink of choice this evening? Mine is, of course, some more rye whiskey. You gotta take off for the night. All right, Docs, thanks for hanging out. Mike, enjoy the rest of the book. Thanks. Patriot Bay and Coke. I have not had that combination before. Patriot Bay, is that a type of whiskey? Like a rum and Coke or a whiskey and Coke? Oh, PSL. Okay. Okay. Powerade. Parrot Bay. Perriot Bay. Rum. Okay. That makes more sense. So it's a rum and Coke. Very nice. Beer. Burr. You know, I haven't had beer since like March. I was a avid beer drinker, and I do still like beer, but like I do too much sitting at home constantly for me to continuously be drinking beer. It makes me like I'm soft as it is. Like I'm fairly like fit naturally, genetically. I don't have to work so hard for it, but like I also don't want to get squishier than I have to. So I switched to like spike seltzers and stuff during the pandemic, and I still work from home, so I'm still on that Eastern time, but can't sleep. Well, I guess I'll just have to keep reading then. Hi guys over here on TikTok. Hello from Alberta. Welcome guys. We're over here reading Destiny lore over on Twitch. The man with a golden gun hunts the Dredgens. Oh, interesting. Well, I think we're gonna get there because Thorn is the next section here. Hello. Trials and rum shots. Fun. Take off the edge. But bourbon is your default. Bourbon's a little sweet. Gotta catch up with the rest of us on that quarantine bod. Bro, I lost weight during quarantine because I wasn't moving. My muscle mass started atrophying, and I just got it smaller and smaller, and I was like, no! Bring back my muscles! So I'll have to start working out again, but we'll see what I gotta do to get there. The beard isn't gonna make me bigger, it would just make me softer. And probably smaller still, too. So. I poured a glass, but I didn't have any. Ooh, that's tasty. By the way, this is from one of you guys over here on TikTok, Jeff. I'm not gonna say your TikTok name because I actually can't remember. But Jeff, you sent me your card. Sent me a beautiful bottle of oak dry from Oregon to my P.O. box. Thank you very, 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 very much. It's quite delicious. It's quite tasty. Dredgen for the first Dark Guardian. Ooh. Well, I mean, probably. That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, kind of like the quarantine meme I dropped. It's dope. Except for just soft. I don't know. I haven't changed shape. I just got softer and lost my muscles. You like cider, mainly drink beer because it's cheap. Beer is cheap. Well, I mean, okay, this bottle is not a good example, but like I typically, when I'm drinking whiskey, I'll drink like Bullet Rye. It's like $20 to $40 a bottle. It depends on where you buy it. What call do you main? What class do I main? I main Warlock. I'm a floaty boy. But like, you know, for like, it's 700 milliliters. It's a lot. You only drink a little bit and you get really buzzed really quickly. Like this, for example, is a 46% proof. Like, you don't need a lot to get a nice soft buzz edge off the thing here. No, they fixed the drop rates. Voxel, they posted earlier today that they fixed them. They fixed it today. Drop rates for the ciphers for the Lost Forest of the Lost is fixed. It's fixed. I haven't played today yet. I was a little sad. I heard it. I was like, yay, it's fixed. Oh, I'm not playing tonight. Is it still really bad? I heard that it was better. And I also heard that Nightmare Hunts is one of the better places to go farm for it. Well, what time did you play? Because when did they fix it? Is it still pretty bad? Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna buy the ornaments and just be happy about the event. I don't know, other than making sure I get, as long as I get everything from the drop boxes eventually. They'll fix it probably before the end of Tuesday next week. They'll probably have a bigger patch for it. I do want the spooky ship. I want the ghost too and the sparrow. I need to have the set. I need it for the collection, guys. Doing survival right now and I've gotten 3 in 7 matches. That's pretty dope. Did you hear that, Snow? I know you don't like PvP, just like I don't really like PvP, but 3 in 7 matches is a pretty good drop. That's a pretty good drop, actually. Really good drop. I went to spooky ship. All right, guys, shall we continue on? Then, I mean, you. I know you hate Crucible. I know you do. But Rose, Thorn. We're talking about Thorn, the Rose. This is the next chapter, guys. 3 months for your fiber to be installed, dude. I need the collectible things, all of the triumphs, all of the things. Yes, exactly, guys. Also, by the way, it's easier for me to read the chat over on Twitch. I'm live here because I love you guys, and we hit 25K, so thank you. But we're also live over on Twitch. Yeet. Okay, onwards. Also, it sounds I have a better mic set up for Twitch. This is, you guys are coming through here. Mic for Twitch is definitely better. Crucible was definitely fastest. Okay, good to know. I'll have to keep that in mind because I will be jumping back in and grinding hard tomorrow and trying to hit all my weekly stuff so I can get the bright dust, and hopefully I don't have to buy all the ornaments, but I will because I love Bungie. Hi, Tarnik. Thank you for the follow. I see you from there to there. Yeah. Thanks, dude. 1/3 nightmares. 1 out of 3 nightmares gives you a sight, but that's still pretty good too. I saw someone saying like they did some sort of thing where they had a well down and they were using a particular grenade type or something and it was just dropping stuff like crazy for candy farming and for chocolates or whatever. I don't know. I gotta go back. I saved that somewhere. I don't know. It sounds like Wizard needs a teammate. Yeah, but they have that glitch. Oh, they fixed that too. Okay. It was in Whisper. That makes sense. Okay, onwards. This next section is called Thorn. We gotta read about one of everyone's favorite fucking weapons. Thorn, the Rose. The nobleman stood, and the people looked at him. For he was a beacon, hope given form, yet still only a man. And within that truth there was great promise. If one man could stand against the night, then so too could anyone, everyone. In his strong hand the man held a rose, and his aura burned bright. When the man journeyed on, the people remembered, and in his wake hope spread. But the man had a secret fear. His thoughts were dark. Sadness crept from his steps, from the depths of his being. He had been a hero for so long, but pride had led him down sorrow's road. Slowly the shadow's whisper became a voice, a dark call offering glories enough to make even the brightest light wander. He knew he was fading, yet he still yearned. On his last day, he sat and watched the sun fall, his final thoughts, pure of mind, of not, if not body, held to a fleeting hope. Though they would suffer for the man he would become, the people would remember him as he had been. And so the nobleman hid himself beneath the darkness so no flesh should touch, and gave up his mortal self to claim a new birthright. Whether this was choice or destiny is a truth known only to fate. In that cool evening air, as dusk was devoured by night, the nobleman ceased to exist, and in his place stood another. Same meat, same bone, but so very different. The first and only of his family, the sole forebear and the last descendant of the name Yor. In his first moments as a new being, he looked down at the rose and he realized for the first time that it held no petals, only the jagged purpose of angry thorns. Well, that was really cool. Thorn, to rend one's enemies, is to see them not as equals, but objects, hollow of spirit and meaning. 13th understanding, the 7th book of sorrow. Augmented through dark practices, Thorn was once a hero's weapon. Its jagged frame hints at a sinister truth, a powerful connection to the unutterable sorceries of the Hive. The legend of Thorn is bound to rise and fall of Dredgen Yor, a guardian whose name is remembered with disgust and shame. The weapon was thought destroyed, but rumors of its existence still haunt the wilds. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that's smart too, Mike. Farm, help each other, do the things, so you guys can help me tomorrow do the things, because I need to do the things tomorrow. Okay, Thorn 2, the bloom. Type transcript. Description, conversation. Parties, 4. 3, unidentified, user 1, user 2, user 3. 1, unconfirmed. Associations, Breaklands, Durga, Last Word, Malfer, Shin, North Channel, Palaman, Thorn, Velor, Ward, Jaren, WOS, Your, Dredgen. This is gonna be very odd to try to read for you guys. It's a weird kind of typed manuscript. Spire Farm was also patched. Okay, good to know. Nightfalls it is. You on PS Now, PlayStation? I'm not on PlayStation Online right now, but I have a PlayStation. We're streaming on Twitch right now when we're reading the lore. Okay, so I'm gonna just read this as like, because they have. I don't know if this is one person talking to people or this is just order. So, can I see what you got there? Silence. Your canyon. Can I see it? Beat. I know you? Beat. Not that I can say. And you want to hold my peace? Beat. Just that I never seen one like it. Beat. No, you haven't. Looks dangerous. Seems maybe that's the point. Suppose so. Can I see it? Not likely. Silence. Where'd you find it? Silence. You hearing me? Silence. He asked you a question. Silence. Didn't find it. Made it. Heh. Hell of a touch you've got there then. You a smith? Oh, I look like a smith? Looks can be deceiving. Got that right. There a problem? Doesn't need to be. Glad we got that cleared up. Now about that price. Silence. Been to Luna? Excuse me? The moon. You been? Nobody's been. That a truth? That's a fact. Funny you'd make that distinction. Truth is, you must think you're some kind of something special with that attitude. The way you're just dismissing us like we're nothing, like we ain't even here. Fact is, you ain't near as rock solid as you figure. Fact is, special's only special till it's not. Silence. The bones say otherwise. Speak straight. You say nobody. Bones say otherwise. What bones? All of them. What are you getting at? Too many to count. You're trying to get a rile out of us. Was only making conversation. You really weren't. We got a smart one here. Experienced more than smart, but experience has advantages. Experience tell you to lip off to strangers just trying to make talk. Keep insistent and maybe we will. Talk? Have words. Ain't that what we're doing? My conversations tend to be a bit louder. Silence. That a threat? A truth. Who the hell you think you are? According to your facts, nobody. Yet here I sit. Don't matter much how pretty your cannon is. You keep it up. We'll see just how loud you like to get. Silence. You done talking now? Guess he knows his place, boys. Ever have a nightmare? You playing games or just thick? I know you have. This world can't help but. I don't have nightmares. I give 'em. You're a goddamn cliche. The picture-perfect bandit. Hearing your voice, the things you're saying, the shade of the hard man you pretend to be. Ain't no shade. Audible crack, audible crack, audible crack. Silence. Sit down. Silence. Sit down. Your mouth just got your friends dead. This is what happens when you bore me. Am I right? And right now, I'm so very bored. What? No, listen. Shh. But you're one of them, a guardian, right? You're supposed to be one of the good ones. Supposed to be? Maybe I am. Maybe this is what good looks like. Anyone, anymore, who can tell? You wanted to see my prize. No, look at it. Audible sobbing. Whimpering won't stop what comes next. Look, Audible sobbing. Look at it. Open your eyes. Audible sobbing. Not many get such a clean view. The bone, you see? You see it? Jagged, like thorns. I used to think of it as a rose, focusing on its bloom, but the bloom is just a byproduct of its anger. Silence. You have nightmares? Audible sobbing. Audible sobbing. Even ever seen a nightmare? Ever opened your eyes and realized the horror wasn't just a dream? The terror wasn't gone? I've seen nightmares. They live in the shadows. They've been watching. I thought, it's foolish, I know, but I thought I saw a way. That maybe we could win. Maybe we could survive. But once you step into those shadows, it's so very hard to walk in the light. Or maybe I just wasn't strong enough. Maybe, but I feel strong now. Audible sobbing. This is terrifying. Like, terrifying. I stole the dark. Or maybe it stole me. Either way, here we are. And I'm hungry. It's hungry. You have no light beyond the spark of your pathetic life. But a spark is something. Audible sobbing. Open your eyes. Audible sobbing. Audible sobbing. Audible crack. Silence, silence, silence. End transcript. That was cool. Also, this book is dark. It's a grimoire, not a lore book for a reason. The one killing is the direction. Yes, I've gathered that much. I've gathered he's killing with his thorn. Thorn 3. A farewell to light. Type, transcript, description, conversation. Parties 2. 1. Ghost type designated, redacted. 1. Guardian type, class, redacted. Associations, redacted. Breaklands, Durga, last word, Malfur, Shin, North Channel, Palm, etc. Same as the last one. Audio, unavailable. Transcription follows. You were not always this man. True. Then the math says you do not need to remain this man. You can be other. I am other. You can be better. This is better. That matter, at best, is subjective. Then what? Lesser? Some would say. But what would you say? Silence. All we've seen, and now here we're with me, you have no words. I have words. But you will not like them. There is much I do not like. More now than ever, it would seem. Huh. I find no laughing matter in your path, only in the journey. What brought you here was nobility, and my prize. That is no prize. A curse, then? I would say, and I would disagree. You are no longer yourself. I am myself. It's who I was that's gone. Who you were held all the value. To you, to the light. The light, it is all. It is nothing but a crutch. One that has held you up, only just, and nothing more. Nothing more? You were a hero. And yet, people still die, corruption still exists, light still fades, and darkness still spreads. As it ever will be. That doesn't mean you give in to it. To what? Hope? This is not hope. This is peace. You have blood on your hands. How is that any different than prior? Innocent blood. Matter of perspective. That's the shadow talking. And I am not? The shadow? You know, these past cycles, you've made an honorable effort, tried your best to correct my course, but I don't know it needs correcting. And if it does, could be too late. Could be is a winding path. Long way from where I was to where I'm going. That is my hope, that there is still time. For corrective measures, the righting of our path, the cleansing of your shadow, and the return to the light. Silence. Why'd you pick me? It doesn't work that way. Was I special? You were, but only as special as any other. You are all special. Seems to contradict the word, don't it? Not in my estimation. If we're all special, are any of us special? Is that what you want? To be special? Huh. You dismiss, but it's a very serious question. Is that all you're after? Is all of the death worth that badge? Am I not more than the rest? Looking at you here now, the smoke, ash, and bone at your feet, mark you as so much less. Maybe. And yet here you are. Meaning, you have been at my side every step of the way. Where else would I be? Yet you disagree so thoroughly with my change in perspective. If only the change was simply one of perspective. Your evolution was no choice. This is not you having come to an understanding after careful consideration, thought. This is corruption. Guys, this like section is so cool. Andy Topo, thank you for the follow. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Andre, for the follow. The one killing is the dredging. Yes, yes. So this is like his conversation, I think, with his ghost. With his ghost? It did say something about two parties. One is a ghost type. Okay, let's see. If only the change was simply one of perspective. Your evolution was no choice. This is not you having a conversation to an understanding after having come to an understanding after careful considered thought. This is corruption. The shadows, the darkness. Maybe so, but there is no maybe here. And you think you can save me? I rekindled your light. It falls first to me to aid in its survival. Silence. I tire of it. You must try. I tire of you. Redacted. That is no longer my name. I will not speak the other. It doesn't matter. This is where we part ways. I will not leave you. I am leaving you. Without me, your journey ahead will be more than anyone Guardian can handle. That's the point. It's been some time since you saw me as worthy of walking among those I once called brother and sister. Yet, anymore, I feel as though I am worthy of so much more. Without me, you will die. Someday. Won't be the first time. Silence. Consider this as my last good deed. I am releasing you of the burden of my deeds, both done and yet to come. I will not abandon you. You will. Or I will carve the light from your shell and leave the carcass of my first and last friend in the dirt of this dull, red world for no one to find. So, Mars? Mars? Then I've failed you completely. Not me. Maybe the man I was. He is truly dead. I believe so. Belief is not fact. Semantics. I no longer have patience for. Silence. When you speak of me, use my proper name. Tell them of the man that stands before you, not the ghost of the hero I once was. You will always be redacted to me. Redacted, being they struck it out. Yeah, it's his ghost. If you cannot let that man go, you will forever taint his legacy. All the good I have ever done will be washed away in the fire of who I have become. If you care, there is still some promise within you. If I am being honest, I care only to give hope to the frightened, huddled masses that when I come upon them, they will have more to lose. Their pain will be greater, their screams more pure. That's fucking messed up. Nothing dies like hope. I cherish it. You're a monster. Finally, you see the truth. Redacted is truly dead. So I've said, long live the dredge in your. This is farewell, but you can only run from your sin so far. In the end, you will die alone. Maybe so, but I gotta tell you, I tend to like my odds. Your tainted rose will not always save you. Old friend, it already has. End transcript. Dope. Dope. What class do I think he is? Yeah, I know they have it redacted in here, but to be honest, oh my goodness, my nose itches. A hand cannon feels a lot like a hunter weapon. You know what I mean? I don't really see it being as a main weapon for a warlock or a titan in lore. Anyways, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't seem to suit the look and the feel of the characters in the class. So I feel like he was probably a hunter. It makes most sense to me. But I don't know. I'm still new with all this lore stuff. We want the purest. The purest what? Sorry, we missed. Yes. But yes, we're over on Twitch too, guys, if you want to hang out over on Twitch. My nose itches so bad from all the intonation vibrating through the end of my nose. I'm not used to reading aloud like this. I shall not reveal. Do not reveal. The last word, 3. Long roads, dead ends. It was the 4th night of the 7th moon. 9 rises since any sign. Trail wasn't cold, but lukewarm would have been an exaggeration. Jaren had us holed by a ravine. The heavy wood along the cliff's edge caught the wind, holding back the cold, and the rush of water muffled our conversation. We'd seen dual skiffs hanging low as they cut through the valley. It wasn't fallen territory, but any more that's a dangerous assumption. There were 6 of us then. 3 less than 2 moons prior, but still 1 more than when we'd first turned our backs on Palamon's ash. We took a rotation for watch during the night. Movement was kept to a minimum, and communication was down to hand signals and simple gestures. We could hold our own in a fight, but only the dead went looking for one, a hard truth that cut in the direct opposition to our reasons for being so far from anything resembling civilization, much less our safety. The skiffs had spooked Kressler and Nada, and in truth me as well, but looking back I think we were all just grasping for any good reason to turn back. Not because we would turn back, but because it seemed to be our only real hope, and I think we all knew it. Forward, when we were where we were headed into the unknown, and following the footsteps it all just started to feel like a never-ending dead end for a while. Jaren never wavered, though, not once, at least not to any noticeable degree. It was his drive, his conviction, that kept us going, and it's hard to think on, but if I'm honest, it was his death that rekindled my own fire, a fire that was all but exhausted on the cold night. He seemed confident we were close, more than confident, sure. He seemed sure. No one else felt it. Our own confidence and enthusiasm we had had when we'd set to wither soon as Breven, Tren, and Mel were gunned down. The ghost, Jaren's ghost, never said a word to any of us, just hung there, always alert, always judging, not us per se, but the moment, any moment. I never got the sense it thought of us as lesser, more that it was guarded, wary. When we knew it could speak, we overheard it a few times, just brief words, and no one ever pressed the subject. From time to time, I caught its gaze lingering on me, but always assumed the attention was a result of the bond Jaron and I had. He was a father to me, and at some time I didn't know why he'd singled me out as someone to care for, someone to protect. After all the loss, I welcomed it, but looking back, taking in the arm's length at which he kept the others, I guess I should have known, or at least suspected there was more to it. We all woke that night, closer to the morning than the previous day. A crack of gunfire split the wood, then more. Far off, but near enough to pump blood. A familiar ring. Last word. Jaren's sidearm, his best friend. Then another, a single shot, an unmistakable echo calling through the night. Hushed, cutting. One shot, dark and infernal, followed by silence. We crouched low and quiet, listening, hoping. Jaren was gone, off on his own. Maybe we were closer than we'd allow ourselves to believe. Too close. He'd gone to face death alone. I couldn't admit it, not at the time, but he thought he was protecting us. After such a long road, years on its heels, a trail littered with suffering and fire, maybe he just couldn't take the thought of any more dead kids, as he called us. The echoes faded, and all held still. No way to track the direction, no sense in rushing blind. What was done was done. The cadence of shots fired told a story none of us cared to hear. Last word it hadn't been, and somewhere in the world, close enough for us to bear absent witness, but just far enough to be a dream, Jaren lay dead or dying, and there was nothing to be done. Hours passed. An eternity. We held our spot, but the sun rose, the others began to fade into the world. Without Jaren, there was nothing holding us together. No driving force. Vengeance had grown stale as a motivator. Fear and longing to see more suns rise drove a wedge between duty and desire. By midday, I was alone. I couldn't leave. I wouldn't. Either I would find Jaren and set him at ease, or the other would find me, and that would be a fitting end. Death marching on. But then a quick motion, quick and darting. My muscles tensed and my hand shot to the grip of my lead slinger. Then a confirmation of the horrible truth I had already accepted, as Jaren's ghost came to the halt a few paces in front of me. Oh my goodness, it just... Hi, have to hit the sack. Good night, Rain Man. Thanks. See you later. I exhaled... Wait. let's see. Jaren's coast came to a halt a few paces in front of me. I exhaled and slumped forward, still standing, but broken. The tiny light looked me over with a curious tilt to its axis, then shot a beam of light over my body, scanning me as it had done for the very first time we had met. I looked up, staring into its singular glowing eye, and it spoke. And that's the end of that page. Guys, it's so good. My nose itches so bad. Ah. Shin is the man with the golden gan. Okay, I haven't met Shin yet. I don't think wait, this isn't Shin talking, right? The kid's name isn't Shin. They haven't told us the kid's name. Shadows lie. Shadows lie. Okay, we have another transcript to read. Transcripts are not my favorite ones to read. I don't understand. I think I understand. Okay. Ooh, it's a cool piece of art coming up. We have some water, though. Before he became corrupted? Yeah. All right, that makes sense. Which is so lame. Well, I couldn't understand the user nomenclature. It's 1.01 is first user, first line, and then 2.02 is second user, first line. It just didn't make sense the first time, a couple of times I looked at it. All right, this one is a transcript too. So Thorn 4, Shadow and the Light, type transcript, conversation, parties 2, 1 type ghost,